And that little line at the bottom. Yeah, that equal sign, whatever it is. I know. Last time,
man, we were like, I'm talking my energy.
I started. What? Man, when I finally seen that video, I was like, damn, I did look crazy.
We were blown
Both
away,
of our
man.
faces like.
So what you're saying? What happened?
Yeah, we were blown
like,
TF away. And somebody put a comment there. They said, "What happened?" I said, "Long story, but we made it through." Good day, everybody.
What's going on, y'all?
Welcome to Freedom
Star
Shoot them peanuts, boy.
I'm sorry. Welcome to Freedom Stars Podcast. D Jones.
What's going on, y'all?
Kevin Upson. And Steve Osborne. Let me check what our food. Steve Osborne. We country and we real. We eating boiled peanuts this time, and I got a headache, but we gonna make it through.
We gonna get through it, y'all. It's a beautiful Sunday.
We're gonna stop saying what number episode it is because we don't know anymore.
Just mixed all up.
But we got 4 good topics again. One is living with a person that has disabilities. The second one is it okay for mothers to spank sons, and is it okay for fathers to spank daughters?
Ooh.
The third one is there really a heaven and hell? And the fourth one is, can we blame the devil for our bad actions, bad decisions, and misbehavior? Can we blame the devil for bad things that we do?
Okay, out of the 4 of those, let's just jump on that.
Start with that.
Because
that sounds interesting. Because that's going to mean that there's a God, so we can start from there.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Because if you got to blame the devil for anything, that means God's responsible for the good stuff.
Accountability
So
is all that sounds like to me. Because people blame everything bad on the devil.
Yeah, people say
that's giving the devil too much power. Yeah, that's giving the devil too much power. So I guess all the good things that you do and all the good things that happen in your life, they want to give that to God.
Mm-hmm.
But we are accountability of our own choices. We make good decisions and bad decisions. We do good and we do bad. So
of our own will.
Yeah, of our own will.
Yeah,
so
I
we
think you
have
talked
to
about that before in another episode because you mentioned that you was like,
no, accountability.
God's not responsible for that. I did that, you know.
And they can't give everything to the devil.
God, but something about leaving it in God's hands.
It's like you can thank Him, but you got to do the most of the work yourself. You know, faith without works. That's that whole thing. You know, you can't just sit back and say, God gonna handle everything.
God got this.
Yeah, that's like you're not just okay. I'm not gonna go to work today. I'm gonna leave it in God's hands.
I'm gonna get some money somehow. God's gonna work it out, man. Please.
You're gonna get evicted.
Be in the street praying. Be on the side of the road.
I'm gonna put in gas in my car today. I'm gonna leave it in God's hands.
Somebody gonna help me out.
Gas.
And that's the worst part. Somebody's gonna help me. Like, no, you. You gotta help you first.
It's a lot of things that's just been. It's just crazy over the years. You hear, and not only the older people got a lot of that programming.
I was gonna say, I think it's a lot of old time thinking in those statements, because when you say the devil did this or the devil made me do it, you giving the devil too much credit. You giving him
too much power.
The devil's somewhat chilling and ain't got no involvement in whatever the hell you just decided to do, but you giving him credit. So you just giving him props for he sitting down somewhere like, damn, they making my job easy. You know what I'm saying?
And he's like, oh, well, thanks. Look, and
then when
I don't even know who you are, but appreciate you. Don't shout me out.
I'll send your thank you card next week. And when people say, they give God the praises and the graces and the glories and all that, I think that that's actually the good that's inside of us. That, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, exactly.
But, I think that's crazy. I think we gotta, it takes a person out of accepting accountability, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think the devil have anything to do with any of that.
Because if you're in court, I'm sorry for talking about food in my mouth, y'all. If you're in court and you tell the judge the devil made you do it, the judge ain't looking for the devil.
You're standing right there, so you're going to take the whole heat.
They're going to call you crazy.
Then
you might have a shrink come in there.
On another level, But, I don't think that people should say the devil made them do it. And if I can piggyback on that, what is that sound? I hear a TV.
Is that the TV?
Oh, probably so.
That's your dad.
Oh, yeah. If I can piggyback on that, what would y'all say about injections, getting shots? Like, whatever they have in the shots that can shift the person's way of being? Cause I mean, all of us that got shots in our lives, so that means that we're all messed up. Like, say you get an injection.
Come on, like that chip they be talking about.
Just whatever.
Not like that, like that chip they talking about. We supposed to get
programming.
Yeah,
that could be programming.
Yeah.
But
you talking about a shot.
Yeah, just say like it's a certain chemical in there or toxin in there that like kind of might mess up your mindset or your way of being. Cause I was thinking if that is true, which it could be true, that would be all of us. Cause we done been getting shots since kids, you know, since childhood. So I don't know.
And now they're making you get this shot. Oh man, I can't even remember the name now. I'm gonna mess it up. It's a shot that the kids have to get now in school, or they'll get kicked out.
It's mandatory. Monococcal something.
I've heard of that.
B.
Yeah.
There's an A and a B.
Yeah, I heard of that. Monococcal.
And they gotta have one like every year.
It's a pneumonia.
But this year it's one that they have to take, and they gotta take it within a week, or they get put out of school.
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell?
It's that
I never heard of that when I was in school.
And me either. It's a commercial that come on with a wolf, but like in sheep clothing, and he say, "I'm just a flu."
yeah.
That's
it's great, but man, yeah, they talking about without this shot though, man, they get put out of school. So
that's more.
It's scary. It's weird because I'm like, what kind of shot?
You don't know what's in the shot.
It's mandatory, or you can't go to school. I'm like,
that's crazy. That's more design.
But you know, everybody's gonna be
stuff.
Yeah, but everybody gonna be scared to have their kid kicked out of school. So you know, just like a bunch of robots,
it's forcing
we gonna all rush in to get the shot and don't even know.
It's forcing you to. It's not. You don't have the option.
No. Because you don't want your child put out of school.
Nobody don't want a child to put out of school. Yeah.
That's a whole nother issue. Because then if your kid ain't going to school, I think you can get in trouble for that too, right?
Yeah.
If your child's not in school, so that's illegal.
Yeah.
So it's like,
don't some people can do homeschool, can they?
Yeah.
But,
that's the kind of parent I think
I don't know the parameters behind that though. I guess you got to have a license and
then you got to
have a teacher coming to the house every day.
Somebody got to be homeschooling.
Yeah.
And nowadays, most parents, both, if it's two parents, both parents working. I know the single parents working.
But I think some kids did it by laptop now.
Like they do sometimes. When they do those independent days, they do that. Like when school is closed, sometimes they'll do. Or you know, when COVID was here in 2020, they was doing a lot of school online, but that thing was a mess because people couldn't log in right. People was logging in late. The kid was on the kid was on the screen, and the mama came by in a house coat, drinking some coffee, and then you see a mama like, oop, and she ducking the camera. It was crazy, man. I seen all kind of stories about that homeschool stuff.
If you showing up to homeschool later, you at home,
right? Because you gotta log on. You gotta log into this certain website, and then click on the class, and then you know it's like a Zoom thing.
That's crazy.
And people were still late for that, and they wasn't dressed. You know, they was like in pajamas, half dressed. So that was a mess, man.
That Zoom or something else when you have
something hard though.
Just on the shirt, they have a shirt and tie on a jacket
and pajamas. That's how it was though during COVID. I think a lot of people was doing that. They just had on a shirt and pajama bottoms.
And forgetting how to stand up.
Some people would stand up. Be like, oh.
Yeah.
And then they have some people on them that I've seen. They thought their camera was on mute and they farted and they're belching and shit. And everybody here.
I seen one where some people was cussing.
Oh wow.
The mom cursed or something. She was like, "Oops."
This guy was. They had this one. This guy was in court, and then he's talking to the judge, and he's smoking weed.
Oh wow.
And the guy, and he keep doing this to get up, like to get on it. He's doing that and hitting it and blowing out and coming back, and like nobody can tell what he's doing. You can hear what. You know?
That's crazy. Wow. There was another one. I don't know if you sent it to me with that
lady in the robe.
Yeah, you sent me that.
I got sure.
The lady was talking to the judge in her house, and she was scratching
her titty.
And she was in there too, Kev. She was all the way. And the judge was like, "Okay, first of all, what you're wearing is not appropriate, and then you sitting up here, you know, scratching your bosoms. We're gonna take a recess.
And she had a bonnet on.
We gonna and a bonnet and a house coat, and just go into town." And the judge was like, "We're gonna recess for a minute, and we're gonna come back so you can get right, because you know your attire is not right. Plus, you sitting up here scratching, you know."
That was unhappy.
It was crazy. Yeah, you did send me that the other day.
She must want to go to jail.
Man.
What's that for you?
I don't even remember what the charges were. I know I was.
I don't remember the charges. Yeah, I'm just.
Is this on voice? Because it goes on. Seems like it's only going off when a high pitch or something hit it.
How you
that thing?
Oh, yeah. Can you turn it off? Cause remember that messed our cell phones up.
It's off now.
Hey, we was in here that day. I was like, what the heck going on with my phone?
Yeah. But no, I think people need to take accountability for things that they do, even if they're bad things or bad problems that occur, and stop giving the devil props for things that he has no control over. Now, unless you see him, then you're definitely going to need help.
That's a whole nother story right there.
You're definitely going to need help.
And I don't want to jump the gun because I know the other topic is there really heaven and hell, but within, I guess we can go into that one from this one.
Yeah.
But I just want to say how people might blame the devil or give the devil credit. I personally, I don't think that there is like a devil. You know
I don't think that there's a hell.
I think it's Greek mythology. I think it's made up to instill fear in people.
I think hell is in your mind. I don't think there's, just like a heaven, that euphoria you feel when you're really excited and stuff. I think heaven, once we leave this plane, we're gonna, if there's another world, there's another existence, we're not gonna be in a heaven or hell. Because like I said, there's this is what, the third dimension?
Yeah.
3 dimension?
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the 4th dimension.
Yeah. You ascend. I think that's what the ascension is. You go to the next dimension.
Yeah,
like reincarnated.
Yeah. If you don't fulfill your mission, I believe that you come back to this dimension.
Be reincarnated
and do it again.
And whatever because we all supposed to have been here before. And for some reason we didn't complete our first mission we were supposed to done when we first got here. So when we pass away, we come back to complete that mission again, and somehow when we get slapped on the ass from the hospital, we wake up and we had to start all over again. But somehow in between that time, we forgot what our mission was. We was told before we left, and when we get back, we got to remember when somewhere in our life that span, we got to remember what we didn't do to fix it.
Right.
And I think somehow we get somewhere in there we get off track, and then once we get like awoken like how we are now, I think we got somewhere in our consciousness, I think we remember what we were supposed to do. And we try to set off to be on a better path as a human being, as a person.
Like how we doing this podcast, like how we keep falling in line with music. You know, I think we're on that, what we're supposed to be. And I think some of the people we deal with right now in today's, this system, this dimension, I think we've met in other lifetimes, you know what I'm saying? And some kind of how that energy just make us cross paths again. I think that some people that we know now, we've known before.
And then our personalities, look how we gel together. Just music is one of the things, you already was doing music. And now we're doing music almost similar together, and we've done music together.
Yeah.
But there's something that brought us together. Steve doing your hair, doing your children's hair.
How we even met for you to do my hair, It all started from that whole thing. And I don't even remember, I can't really remember right now, like if I was just looking for a stylist and I just seen your name somewhere and was like, yeah, do you do locks?
That's crazy.
Because that's the first thing I ask everybody. I be on the phone, I like, do you do locks? And you was just like, yeah, I got a shop. Because I think that's when you was in Sandy Springs or wherever.
But I don't even remember. Remember?
And you moved to Sandy Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when I started going over there too.
We started on...
I didn't even remember that. Yeah.
Right, Joe.
But yeah, man.
But somewhere...
That was like some folks might say that was our destiny to end up where we at now.
Somewhere in our past.
And we spoke this podcast into existence.
Yes,
what, 2 years ago?
Yes, indeed. And here we are.
So in our past, we came across each other. And I think in the future, like now, we came across each other again. And somewhere along those lines, we either going to help each other complete our mission, or we're going to give each other inspiration to complete our mission. So this might be when we leave this time, we might not come back.
Yeah. And then we'll know each other in the next level. So,
And not to mention the people we've helped along the way. So that's another thing I think we've also helped people from the past to our present. Because the things that we talk about, the things that we experience, they almost line up. It's also some of the things that we ran into, some of the problems we ran into, kind of like similar to each other. So it's a lot of things that a lot of things it's not coincidental.
And the crazy thing about it, how you said, this is the third dimension, we go to the fourth dimension after, you succeed in your mission. What people are looking at us on, from their point of view, on their phones, their TVs, or however they access YouTube, they're looking at us from a second dimension point of view. Like when we look at that screen, that's second dimension right there. Mm-hmm. We control that, so we the gods over the second dimension and the first dimension. So you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The fourth dimension can see us, but we can't see them. The second dimension, we can see the second dimension, but they can't see us back. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it get deep. It get deep.
Yeah.
But second dimension.
You get into it that deep, if you think about it.
Second dimension is basically a flat surface, where, like, that's a flat surface. So if it was to move, we won't see nothing but white behind it. But the third dimension is something that actually, you can go around it, where something is in front of it, where you can actually see the different depths of things. But second dimension is flat. And first dimension is basically a dot. You know what I'm saying? So we all evolved from that lower level and we just keep going up. So we were all good enough to pass those dimensions to be here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think none of that got nothing to do with no God or no devil.
Yeah.
I just think, it get deep though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that we did. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it was destiny.
So it actually makes us gods over the lower dimensions. You know what I'm saying? Because we're creating this right now, and God creates. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think we are the gods, and we have good and evil in us.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say too. So God is supposed to be in us anyway.
We're the gods.
Sitting here right now, in the back of our minds, we hear like when we're like knowing that this thing here messes up our phone. If I turn this on, I know it's gonna mess up my phone. So I'm gonna say, oh, I'm not gonna turn that on. It's gonna mess my phone up. Mm-hmm. But if I turn it on anyway, I already told myself it's gonna mess my phone up. Mm-hmm. So I know not to do it. But if I turn it on anyway, that means I'm going against the first thought. Yeah. Right. So a lot of people do. Like you ever said, damn, I should have won my first thought doing things.
I do that a lot.
Yeah. So you told yourself.
And then I'm usually right.
The first
about
time.
Being wrong. I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
I knew I shouldn't have did that.
I've done that several times myself, and I already know. It's there. We already know
That's
these
crazy,
things.
man. I go through that a lot.
Yeah, we already know. Like, we challenge ourselves.
I'm getting better at it now, though, because now when I say I don't want to do it, I don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't even try to mess around.
That's what it is. I think we challenge ourselves. We already told ourselves the right thing the first time, but we're gonna go against that and do it the second time.
Yeah, that sounds like Genesis with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, how they were challenged and they, you know what I'm saying, they knew they was doing wrong and still did wrong. So that sounds like
the apple and everything.
That kind of sounds like the same thing.
And that's exactly what we do when we go against the first, and we know it was right because, and when we did it the second time, it messed up, and our first mind had already told us not to do that. Yeah. So that That's exactly
so that means that we're God and we're the devil.
Yeah,
we're both.
We're both. It's inside of us.
It's in us. Yeah.
So when they say the
and
devil made them
know
do
the
it,
straight
that's
things
that
if you punch that person in the eye, you're gonna give him a black eye, and you punch him in the eye for no reason. You already know you're doing a violent act to somebody that didn't deserve it.
And you can't be surprised when they retaliate. It's like,
So you already know that's the good and bad. So if you're gonna go and do something bad to somebody that doesn't deserve anything, that's a bad in you to do that. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to try to help somebody and it turned out to be a piece of shit, but you still had the good in you to try to help them.
Right.
So you can't be bad.
Which happens a lot too.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't be mad at yourself because that's the good in you to try to help somebody. Yeah. That's the bad in them for not.
I had to learn that too, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to learn that too.
You can't even though you let you know.
And I think I remember seeing something online that was like, don't let bad people turn you into a bad person.
That's right.
I'll
change
if you know you're doing good, just be who you are and do good. But when they do bad, don't, retaliate in the same way. Just still be you, but next time, I'm not helping them, I'm not messing with them. Just like you said, the second time not to help them.
Next person that you try to help, but you had to look at that person a little bit more objectively. To know that I see the qualification in this person that the other person had, so I know this is not the person I need to try to help. Mm-hmm. So, but don't let that stop you from helping or having that desire to help people. Like we were talking about one of our cases before. One of the topics before about helping people on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
So we
if it's a man or if it's a woman.
Yeah, man or woman. Well, now we said it came to the conclusion you can't help anybody because it's how the society is right now. It's dangerous to try to put yourself in that position to try to help somebody on the side of the road because you're going to end up putting yourself in jeopardy, and the people that care about you are going to be destroyed, hurt if something happened to you trying to help somebody.
And you got to think about that too.
Yeah.
Especially like if you got kids or whatever, you always got to think about your kids and your
children,
family, everybody.
Going back to your family, because then your child sitting there destroyed. My dad tried to help somebody, and what?
When something happened.
And that might turn them into a bad person.
That's right.
Because now they looking like, oh, I'm not helping nobody.
Not only
Matter of fact, I'm gonna rob people.
I'm gonna look for that person.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to find that person, and then if they get caught and go to jail, then he's all that anger is still inside him, and he'll have no way to release it.
Or her.
And then I'll release it to the world.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for that person to get out of jail. But
so then guess what? So if God and devil is us, right? So when people say they're gonna leave it in God's hand, they leaving it in their own hands.
Yeah.
So that means you gotta do it anyway.
It's up to you to do the right thing.
You gotta do it anyway.
Whether you do the right thing or not, it's up to you.
It's on you.
So,
if it ain't some
choose
magical,
the God way or the devil way.
Yeah, they make it seem like it's some magical old person with white hair up there with, you know what I'm saying?
And then if you don't take care of it, it's just going to sit there.
It's going to sit and wait.
Yeah.
Because you left it in God's hands. You left it in your own hands and you didn't do it. Because there's because I used to be brainwashed to think, I guess from cartoons and stuff, I thought that God was like a big white man with long flowing hair. My brain always thought that, and how you were talking about that Jesus thing from the good times, it just automatically popped in my brain. But now that I've gotten older, it's like, I lost those thoughts. But that was my program from cartoons.
You have to unlearn a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, even as a child, anytime I thought about the divine spirit or God, I never seen a figure.
For real?
I've never seen a figure. I've never seen a white person, a black person.
I've always seen, with all white on. It's what TV did.
It's always been a voice.
Yeah.
Because I think that's from TV, from watching the Bible. When God was talking to Adam, he just heard a voice. He never saw anything. So I don't know. As a child, I never seen.
And then that programming too, because when I used to watch the Ten Commandments and Ben-Hur and all of that, it was all Caucasians, Anglos. Yeah. So that programmed me to think that those were the biblical people. But if all this was in Africa, you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that was a program that I had to. It took me a long time to shake that off. Cleopatra, what was her name? Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, and Cleopatra was a sister. Like
The family that came up in, they weren't perfect with everything else. They were all pro-black or pro-American native.
What we called it?
What was that?
Afro-American native.
Afro-American native. So
that's our new term for
anytime
black.
we saw those movies, I've always heard, that's not right. That's not right. I've always heard that from the older people, and I never got caught up in it. So I never had that problem, but having to change my mind of the color of any biblical character or anything, because I've always heard that as a kid.
And then
like my great aunt, my great aunt, my grandfather's brother's mother-in-law. Is that
your father said it again?
Ooh, that was a lot.
My grandfather's brother.
That's your great uncle.
His wife's mother.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, I don't know who she is, but I'm with you.
So she's my great aunt.
Maybe.
Cause
that sounds right, because that's her mother. Because she's your great aunt. Yeah, you hit it on.
She was 112. And one of the things they did while we used to go visiting people. We're sitting around, the kids sitting around playing. After they finish their talking and they want to talk with us, they ask us, what did we learn today in school? And this was always on a Sunday. And I started telling them about, I'm not even good with the name and what they said the numbers of the presidents were. Because after that, what I learned in school, I had to do an extra sketch because I didn't know what to believe. Because everything I was hearing from her, from from her telling me about slavery, her telling me about how they used to, what they used to do for money, for how they used to trade stuff and whatnot. And like anything I read in school wasn't like that. And then the Indians, and then the Buffalo, what do you call it, the Buffalo Soldiers. And I always thought the Buffalo Soldiers were good people.
Yeah,
they always been African American. But come to find out, the Buffalo Soldiers were helping the Anglos get rid of the Indians.
Because I remember whatchamacallit
they were going out killing the buffaloes.
So I thought it was a good thing.
The buffaloes was the way the Indians made money and food with buffalo. So the Buffalo Soldiers were actually stopping the Indians from getting food and their goods with the buffalo.
I forgot about that too. Dang.
So I mean, it was a lot. So then she like, okay. So when I said, I think during the time it was, I think Nixon was president. You know, I don't know what number he falls under, but I said, yeah. I found out the days, you know, because General Ford was going to be after him, so he's going to be the next president. I don't know, 36 or whatever. She's like, no, baby, that's wrong. She said they were African American. There was American Afro natives that was presidents first. We were in the White House before it was Anglos. And she started telling me about how the Senate, how all that was created by our Senate people. Wow. And I'm like, you know, I didn't read any of that. None of it's in my books.
Me either.
So when I go back home and I open my books and I'm looking for it, and I'm like, shit, this old lady's crazy. I said, none of this stuff is here.
Right.
So then the next Sunday we talk about it again, and she said, babe, why don't you go to the library and look in some library books and try to find some of that stuff in the library books, because those books might be older than the books that you're reading in school. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, a lot of that stuff is in books. So what they did was they took what they want, like they said, his story. They took his story and put it into the books in history in the school system. Mm-hmm. You got to go to a certain school to be taught this stuff. So there's like two histories. Mm-hmm. There's two histories. Man, it's crazy when you look at the history with stuff. And then like how they did Egyptian what they call it? Egyptology.
Yeah.
That whole study of Egypt doesn't make any sense because it's Africa. Regardless of what they want to label it, that's a part of Africa, and that's still Africa. So most people coming up in school was thinking that Egypt was completely separate from Africa, and then they try to make all the any part of the Egyptians were a different race from Afro Americans or Afro natives.
No, they were a different race from Africans, period. They tried to make it seem like they weren't Africans.
Because then they said the Nubians, there's a tribe they called the Nubians. Yeah. And then like the Hebrews, and there was also brown-skinned Hebrews. What else? Is Hebrews.
Can I say something from what your great aunt said? So for everybody that don't know, Obama was not the first black president. As they say black, I'm just saying Afro-American native. John Hanson from 1715 to 1783. That was his life. He served as the first president. And if you take a $2 bill and turn it around and look on a black $2 bill, on the back of the $2 bill, you'll see a different face from all of the Caucasians. You'll see a brown skinned man on the back of on the back of I keep saying the black of a $2 bill.
That's why they come trying to get them out of circulation.
Yeah, and it's crazy that out of
$2 bill
out of all bills, the one that has the Afro American native on it, that's the one that you hardly see of. Right. You know what I'm saying? That is crazy.
$2 bill, yeah.
You got to go and ask for it. Mm-hmm. If you go to the bank, you gotta ask for it.
That's interesting too.
Yeah, that is. And then the same thing kind of with the penny, because I heard they was trying to do away with pennies. Because out of all of them silver coins they got, they came up with one brown one. Mm-hmm. And then when somebody told me,
and that was because he freed the slaves. That's why they put him on a penny.
Yeah.
And what somebody told me, all of those presidents on the silver coins are facing one way. They got their back to him, because if you put a line and quarter down the nipple,
they all facing
they got
right.
their backs turned to him. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
That's the truth. Yeah. And then she
I ain't mean to get off of your Egypt, but when you were saying that, I wanted to chime in.
She brought that up too.
Yeah, I wanted to chime in, but then he went to Egypt, so I was like,
But the reason why I went to Egypt, because that's a part of, when we were going to school, that was a part of our study too. Mm-hmm. So they talked about the pyramids and everything, because they still try to make it seem like if it's not a big thing, why do they have to whitewash it down when we know that they're trying to say that they were the ones that invented the pyramid? They were the ones that was they were the pharaohs, and if it's not a big deal, why don't just tell the truth of that right now? If we all took a trip right now and went to Egypt, we'll see all of it with our own eyes. They know everybody in the world is not going to be able to go to see it, but it's already been proven that every one of those pharaohs were brown-skinned people. None of them had no olive complexion. None of them were Anglo-Saxon. Anglo-Saxons back then couldn't even survive in that temperature.
Exactly.
So. That was one, because I actually had an older what were they called,
while you think about that, what is your, kind of going back to how we say our vision of God, what was your vision of God from childhood up to now? Like, what did you have a certain brainwash?
I still saw the visual like you did. White man, long, silky brown hair.
So that was from robe, TV too?
Clouds.
From like cartoons?
He's floating.
Okay. So
so I saw the image,
Okay,
wow. And that was always, and I'm trying to think, I think even in the house, like in my parents' house growing up, that was what was in the house.
Wow.
Anglo, long brown hair.
And just seeing him in clouds
white
with
robe.
A big hand and he can reach down.
It was always the image,
wow.
That's crazy. And there's probably a lot of people in the world that got that same programming. Because when you say God, that automatically popped in my head. Like, that's definitely
when I turned 18, I wanted to know. I tried every church. I went to a Catholic church. I went to what they call
Baptist.
I was born Baptist,
but
I went to a Moorish American church. It's almost like how Muslims are. And that's when I first found out that there was another side of Muslim churches. And I told you about that. This friend of mine name was Dennis Ill.
You ain't gotta say.
Edit. I was only mentioning him because of the church.
You ain't gotta say nobody's name. I thought I was gonna be able to slap this. But you might well keep talking. So
wow.
We're trying to get it a little bit.
It's hard when you're just flowing.
And then I'm trying to line the story with the I keep forgetting that, but
because if you don't say the name, it's kind of like, what am I talking about? You gotta say the person.
The church, the Moorish American Temple Church, they're the ones you see the half crescent moon and a star. And he was the only one I ever knew that went to that type of church. He kept trying to get me to convert. And I ended up going to church with him. And then when you walk in, they have all these pictures on the wall when you first come in. And this is supposed to be all the bodies that this God had reincarnated to. From the very first one all the way down to the very last one. And they would tell me that when I walked in. And I'm like, wow. And I mean, it's like probably 100 pictures. And I mean, male, female. It didn't matter what body he took over. But that was the God or the spirit that they worshiped and gave homage to. And they're like how every second Sunday in Baptist churches, they have I don't know what they call it, communion, I don't know what they call it. But every second Sunday when they have the food, you come to church and there's everybody bring food and everybody eat. You got to go to different places.
I think that's communion, maybe.
You get samples of everybody's food. What they did was they had this particular fish. Man, it was a fat steak, like a steak fish that they ate. And there's no bones in it. And it was just fluffy and white. And it was they always grilled it perfectly. That's the first time I ever tasted it. I don't even know what kind of fish it was. Wow. And that's the only time I've ever eaten it when I went to that church with him. And they were really well-rounded church, because it wasn't just religion beliefs they had. They also had like training for the young men, from young men to grown men. Everybody had a different thing they had to do and learn. And like the men was the protector, so you learn how to defend yourself and defend other people. So they taught you that on
good.
Yeah.
That was good.
So
then I ended up going into a Kingdom Hall. I didn't even know about the Kingdom Halls. I didn't even know Jehovah's Witnesses. As kids coming up in New York, people always ran and closed their doors and hid in the house.
I remember we did that too.
Yeah,
I remember doing that.
Because they thought
close the blinds.
Yeah,
turn off all the lights.
Yeah.
You sitting on the couch like that, stiff.
Then I walked in one, man, and I was blown away, because it was Anglo, it was African, it was American, Afro-American natives, it was Chinese, it was Jewish people, it was every nationality people in there.
In the Jehovah's Witness.
In Jehovah's Witness church, and they were all singing the same thing. I was just,
that's interesting.
Yeah, and then
I never would have guessed that.
The feeling was completely different too. Like, cause when you go into a Baptist church, you have people running through the church. You have people shouting and falling out and falling on the floor, kicking and all this type of stuff, and talking in tongues. And I've never been to a Pentecostal church, so I don't know what they're like. But I already experienced Baptist, and when I was 12, I was done with that. Yeah. I wanted to learn something else. I don't know what religion is the right one, but you know,
right?
But they all the same. They all have this. Except for, I gotta say, this. The only thing that was different was going into that Moorish American temple, because they beliefs was reincarnation. That's the only church I went to that was a spirit of a reincarnation. But yeah, and Jehovah's Witnesses was completely different. I didn't really go to more than 4 or 5 times when I was younger. I went a couple more times after I turned 21, because when I first moved to Atlanta, that's the only church I went to first. And then I think I went to another church with a friend, and then that was it. I didn't think about any other churches. Not Georgia. What you saying?
Oh no! I was just thinking about I can't slap that on YouTube.
You probably still can.
No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's what's on my mind right now. But yeah, but it's a mistake.
Can you put something over, like a sound or a noise or something? Like beep or
yeah, I can, but it's a long story. In order to do that, I gotta upload it to the app and
to do edits.
Yeah, and I told you about the data space. You gotta have enough data space to so that was my mind. I'm trying to get back up out of that, because I thought I was gonna be able to just hit
Man. Yeah. You don't think you can do it this one time?
I don't want to put. I won't have nobody's name on that like that.
Yeah. Yeah, still a small chance. It's still a chance.
Yeah, because we already say allegedly with a lot of other stuff, so that covers us when we say stuff like that. But it's like,
and do it matter if they alive? Is that guy still alive?
The way I think, like if we say a celebrity, that's just a celebrity. But I think if we go in depth, you know what I'm saying?
Personal.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Because I don't see that too much in podcasts. When I see podcasts, I don't really see nobody
saying names.
Yeah.
Unless it's a celebrity.
Yeah,
I've actually seen people talk about friends, and I've actually heard.
Yeah. But they say like first names and last names.
They probably know them though, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen
it's probably if they know the person, they say their name.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I've actually seen other podcasters.
I don't really see that. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know what were we talking about. Yeah. I gotta get my head out of that. Cause that little part, cause that was like with the gate when you was talking about whatchamacallit, I was able to take that out, but that's when I had more data space. But it's all good. Yeah. So we was talking about what I did want to add in about the brainwash thing. coming up, growing up in Jehovah's Witness religion, I think that played a part of my brainwash too, because they got a lot of pamphlets, a lot of literature, a lot of pictures and illustrations, and I used to see more Anglo-Saxons, Caucasians, more than our race, like
Spanish.
in a lot of the song books that they had sing praises to Jehovah, like the beginning, you'll see this art of like a bunch of angels singing, and it's just, it wasn't like us. And I asked my grandma about that, and it just, you know what I'm saying?
She didn't really have no
solid
explanation.
So I got older and I started researching. But what I will give Jehovah's Witness religion is the fact that a lot of churches I've been to have been based on entertainment, singing and shouting and sweating. Yeah. But when you go in the Kingdom Hall, they putting on their eyeglasses and they going through history and they pinpointing dates and times and locations.
They really reading and studying.
Yeah, so they're like historians. So I give them that because I learned a lot about just different places, like where the Dead Scrolls were, just different locations. So I give them that with the education part, but it's maybe the illustrations. Science and health, a lot of stuff. The watchtowers and the weights. There's a lot of beneficial information.
That's how
even if you're not Jehovah's Witness.
We found out about elderberry and
sea buckthorn.
They
tell you about.
Wow.
So you ain't even gotta be a Jehovah's Witness to read the weights and the watchtowers. It just it's a lot of knowledge in there. But just survival.
Science and
health. Don't even talk about that.
No.
Now Baptist to me, once I started going to Baptist, it was just a big entertainment show. Yeah. It was a fashion show.
How loud you can scream.
Yeah. And Jehovah's Witness.
How good you look. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And definitely biggest. I think that's one of the biggest brainwashing because they want you to be under the preacher. That you like you can't. Even with you have your Bible. You can't go beyond the preacher. The preacher is like
the preacher is like your gateway to God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you're supposed to have your own relationship with your God. You know, being Christian or whatever. But that person is like the gateway. And then the other thing I was gonna say is
at least coming up as Baptist in the late '70s and in the '80s.
The other thing I was gonna say was I actually started researching the origin and beginnings of Jehovah's Witness, and I went all the way back and found out that it was an Anglo-Saxon that created the religion, and that made me understand why it was the way it was, because I feel like even though it's like you said, international when you go in there, I think overall the religion was started by Anglo-Saxons, and it was probably geared towards them, but with more openness for other people, because if we start a religion, it's gonna be geared to more of our race, but we'll be open to everybody else. But like, you know what I'm saying? That's the way I took it. And then it was in Brooklyn, New York. So I really started zooming in. I'm like, okay, so I let everything go because I'm like, okay, so all of these religions were created by somebody. Like the divine didn't just drop something down for us
Right.
I'm like, wait, so somebody thought this religion up. You know what I'm saying? So it made me, I pushed out for all religions. So I'm not Christian, I'm not Muslim, I'm not none of that. You know what I'm saying?
The Latter Saints, what's that? Something.
I don't know much about them.
Yeah, but they claim Mormons. That's how they claim that they got their religion.
What, that something came down from? See.
Yeah.
I remember going to school with a few of them.
This guy was supposed to have this sheet or something over his head, and he was dictating whatever the scroll, whatever he was reading for somebody to write down all the scriptures. Yeah. And they got us as angels from the demon, from the devil. We're angels from the devil in their religion.
And then they were the angel. Yeah. It's just when you think about the fact that somebody created the religion, I'm like, no, I'm good. Because that means I have to abide by whatever your system is.
Man-made, man.
And within Christianity, you can go in so many different churches under the Christianity umbrella, and all of them got different rules.
Exactly.
I'm like,
and I don't even think you mentioned Buddha yet.
Yeah, I don't know much about that too.
Yeah, it's like,
but that's Buddhism.
Because some of them like think Buddha is God. That's the God, you know.
Yeah, it's so many religions.
It's a lot though.
So I just backed off of that, and I maintain spiritual, and I will read from any religion's Bible because I feel like all of them got some good in them. You know what I'm saying?
And the we ain't mentioned the Quran.
The Quran.
I don't know if you mentioned that or not, but that's another one that I haven't read a lot into.
I read
but I got the book though. I got the book from somewhere just out of interest. I think I was eating somewhere and they had them like in a little stack that you can just get a free one.
Wow.
I just grabbed one, just out of interest, but I still haven't read it yet though. But there's so many different, like you said, so many different religions.
Coming up as a child, they kind of when I was coming up, they kind of scared you out of certain religions because of people not knowing, and people only seeing what they see on TV and stuff like that. Like they always had us believing that we always feared Jehovah's Witness because our parents and our grandparents would run and hide when they seen us. So I like, what's wrong with Jehovah's Witness?
We didn't know why. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then like Muslims, they were always like when we saw Muslim people, they always grabbed us up, pull us away from. It was weird coming up when it came down to certain religions outside of a Baptist church. It was like they were just pro-Baptist, and then if you look at it, any of the Catholic churches, if you go back looking at Jim Jones, that should have scared a lot of people out of religion, because after that it was like you started seeing all these other cults and people getting killed.
Was there one in Waco, Texas?
That was recent. That was like in the
what his name was?
We talked about that at another episode.
Koresh.
David Koresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, people just don't realize when it gets to the point where you're giving too much of yourself to a person, because they're not doing it for a church. There's a person that's over that church.
Yeah.
And they're not helping the people that's sitting out there with them. That's going to that person.
Right.
If you really want to help somebody, look around you and look at people that needs the help. Give that to help them. You're building this one person, all of you guys that's out here building that one person up in this church. Yep. Nothing is clicking with them with that. That doesn't make any sense.
And then the thing I don't like about Jehovah's Witness, I know so many people got disfellowship where they got kicked out of religion. Like I know people that have sex out of wedlock, just different reasons, and they go tell the elders what they did. I'm like, I ain't finna tell nobody nothing. They not God. I'm gonna ask God for forgiveness and I'm gonna keep it moving.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
But any religion that can kick you out, if you do something bad, that's when you need Jesus the most. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if they just shun you away or put you on a suspension,
I agree with that too.
What the hell is that? That don't make no sense. To each his own, but no.
And if you get put out, how you get back in?
If you
Can
go on
you get
YouTube,
back in?
If you go on YouTube and type in disfellowship Jehovah's Witnesses, it's plethora of videos of people that got disfellowship. You'll be amazed, like damn. And people like us, guys, females,
they got put out.
And just a lot of them didn't want to go back. But any religion that can put you out, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that.
But that's when I need Jesus most. That was like when I was remember New Birth Baptist Church when Eddie Long was gay bashing in there. I'm like, wait. So if gay is wrong, then we really need you. We really need prayer or whatever. I ain't coming back here. Yeah. But yeah, I don't believe the whole God, and we talked about that too. The whole God and devil thing. That's just me.
And then
but I do believe spirits exist.
They're starting to get past the tithes and offerings now. But back in the days, they had your family name. And they would send you the family a letter about your tithes and your offerings.
If you didn't, if you didn't tithe,
if you were down, okay, you had this is where you're at right now, and this is where you need to be at. So they want to see a check. Yeah.
That's crazy too.
And then like if you got plots, and your relatives are buried at that church, there's so much money you're supposed to give them for keeping the grounds up.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Excuse me, I didn't know that either until I started sending letters to my parents and stuff.
Oh, wow.
About that. So now that my parents are not here, my grandparents are not here, I don't know who those letters are going to. If anybody's even because the people that's here are not responsible at all.
Next to kin, I don't know.
The people are not responsible, so I don't even know who they would send them. If there's anybody getting any letters, if they even know where to send them.
Yeah.
But my parents and my grandparents are buried there at that certain church.
And really, it should have been something where they just got to keep it, because it's basically cutting grass and stuff. People think, that should just be a natural thing, really.
And it's the church.
You shouldn't have to make an agreement with some family to keep, the grass cut around graves. That should just be a given. Yeah, that's business. That sounds like some kind of big business.
And then they'll say like they're raising money to keep the upkeeping on the church.
Mm-hmm.
And then that you'll hear that same sermon 5 years in a row. So you mean tell me for 5 years you hadn't got enough money to fix that doorknob on the entrance of this church?
Yeah.
For 5 years that doorknob looked like it just needed a screw.
Building fund.
Yeah. It looked like it just needed a couple of screws in there. You hadn't in 5 years got 30 cents to get some screws.
What you do got is a new Cadillac outside.
Yeah, and
Somebody
not to mention every finger got a gold and diamond ring.
Okay.
He got about 5 or 6
and the thing,
gold and diamond chains on his neck.
What I was gonna say, as to whether there's a God or a devil, think about this. So thinking on Christian level, God created all of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
The all-seeing, all-knowing God know every time you're gonna do something wrong, right?
Supposed to.
That God's supposed to be able to see from your birth all the way to your last day, right?
The day you're supposed to be coming.
That God's supposed to know whether you're going to heaven or hell, right?
Yeah.
Should.
So if that God already know you, like I ain't saying you ever say you going to hell, and that God already know, why is that God letting you live your whole life through so you can go to hell? And that same God created you.
Point too. Yeah. And see, that's when you think deep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think like that too.
What God would create people and then have a fiery furnace in the center of the earth waiting for your bad creations to go there.
It's like on purpose.
And you made everybody. You get what I'm saying?
It's like he's creating us to fail.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
Because that's the same
Why
God.
would you make something knowing it's not going to work?
Yeah.
So
that don't even make sense.
A lot of people, look, I'm scratching my head because a lot of people need to wake up and they need to get out of that because people getting old in this. I can see the people that didn't know no better, but we're in the information age where we can actually.
I think that's an old time thing, though.
Up.
I think, like you said, that's just from old, you know, the old way of thinking. Our grandparents and their parents' parents, you know.
Didn't know.
Because if I was the creator. Everything I create, I want it to ascend. Just like how we're musicians, every song you make, you want it to be a banger. You ain't gonna say, oh, I'm gonna write this song, but this song gonna be shit. And then I'm gonna write a good song to go up, and this song gonna be a flop.
Exactly.
No, you want all of your stuff to rise.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And I think there's so many signs people got to know that there's not really a God and a devil, but it's a brainwash. Because there's one female I was talking to about it. I was talking how we talking. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but look, she was like, well, this is how my mama raised me, and wherever my mama go at, when I die, I want to go with my mama at. I said, well, what if your mama going to hell? Well, I'm going to be there as long as I'm with my mama.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah,
that don't make no sense.
Shit. Talking stupid, too.
Because I was telling her, I said, well, maybe your mom didn't know as much as, you know, she could have known. Because every generation, you know, we supposed to get more educated with time. Because information is so available.
Yeah. When you hear so many people saying, I know they're up above looking down on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, never hear nobody
about that before.
Yeah, never hear nobody say, I know he's down there looking. He's down there looking up at me.
And if he's down there, is he still praying? Can you pray from hell? Like
the devil might whoop your ass. You're praying, get up.
I know I didn't hear no prayer in there.
Yep.
And then the crazy thing about it is that God created the devil, and then God created hell, and then God created evil.
See, you talking about some stuff that I've been thinking about.
You get what
I'm
saying? So yeah, it's just I don't think.
Because you already got to think. Well, you got to remember that the devil was an angel.
That's right.
So you always got.
And
then
one
look,
of the best angels.
The devil was the angel, and his thing was music.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bad part of God is like the thing that can actually bring all people together.
Yeah.
The whole world comes together through music. That's one of the few things that can bring every race together. It don't matter what race you are. Music will make everybody. Yeah. You can be in the same room with a Japanese person. They speak a lick of English, but y'all both doing the same dance.
You know? Sue the savage beast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was what the devil was, you know.
And then that same all-seeing, all-knowing God. So the angel, like you said, turned into the devil. That God didn't know that the angel was going to betray him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so many things in our face.
It can get real deep.
But when you talk to a Christian about it, like they always have an answer, and then they'll talk to you, and then you'll notice that they start getting mad. They'll start getting upset. That happened to me a lot. When you go so far with them, then they'll get upset. Yeah. That's the only religion I see that you can talk to a lot of other religions and they'll maintain their composure. And Christians start getting upset with you.
Evil.
Because they don't know. That's what happens when you don't know.
You know what
when I
that
was
made me
younger,
think
I used
about?
to get it. I used to be like,
questioning.
I was like, well, I don't know what's wrong with these people, and they're supposed to be religious people.
Yeah, because it's like making me understand.
They're telling me
that's how I am. Like, don't get mad if I don't understand.
and
help me understand.
Yeah, and asking questions.
And you know, that made me think about the Democrats. Because when I talk to Democrats about politics, somewhere down the line, they'll start getting mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I'm just asking.
Like, okay.
Like, well, you ain't Democrat, or did you? So it's a problem with them if you don't register to vote, because they'll tell you about your ancestors and this and that and that. If you do register to vote and you tell them you want to do Republican, then they mad at that. So that Christian and Democrats, to me, go hand in hand. Because I'll sit with them and then you'll see them change on you and just get upset. And I'm like,
yeah, it's crazy.
I'm my own person. You get what I'm saying? You can't control me. Like, you gonna tell me where to go vote at?
That's when you got that independent box.
For? Yeah, then they'll get mad at that
box.
Too. Oh, you a waste of a vote. You the reason such and such ain't win.
Okay,
yeah, shit is crazy. It's crazy. And then, like, now some of the videos we've been sending to people in church. Remember the female on stage dancing with sexy clothes on?
Ooh,
they taking church to some whole other levels.
Yeah.
But we already said, though, it's like a fashion show now. Yeah. It's not really about learning.
And I'm talking about she is up there just giving it.
Listen, she's twerking.
I see
it. She got on
tight blue dress.
Oh, he's saying
these are pants.
That might have been another one. I saw a lady in a skirt dancing.
Yeah, blue jeans with like.
Okay, so that was another one.
And them jeans look like she had to have two people help her get in them.
Like that.
Yeah.
So it was straight curvy.
And she is on stage giving it. I'm like, this for Jesus?
Yeah. She's about 200 pounds.
Wow.
I don't know what church is gone these days. Like, it's just crazy.
Like you said, it's entertainment, though. It doesn't turn commercial, man. It's about money. That's all. How many people you can get in there? You know, you got an ATM machine at the door, so ain't no excuse. You can take $20 out that bad boy.
And none of this stuff.
You got money.
A so-called preacher is gonna make a video with a rapper rapping about pussy and all this kind of.
Somebody did that?
Yeah. I just know his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Can you say the church?
I think we can say, because it's a thing on it's a thing on the internet already, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we can say allegedly with.
If it's public knowledge.
Are
you talking about who?
Go ahead.
Is it a bishop?
You talking about Kurt Franklin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ain't seen none of them?
No. Yeah.
Yeah. He made a video. What's her name? Either Sexy Red or Glorilla. One of them.
Glorilla.
Wait a minute.
She got an award.
Because I'm tired. She won a gospel award for that song.
Yeah.
It was
and everybody was like, wait a minute,
about that.
She's gospel now?
Yeah.
with a booty out and chest out, and because people were commenting, they was like, Lord, what's the world coming to? Like, she won a gospel award, but on the next song, you know, it's Friday, 8 Standard talking about the.
Wow.
Yep.
So what y'all think about that? That's
and then look at him. He's up there gyrating and everything.
I gotta say, I ain't hating on
money.
Yeah, I ain't hating on Kurt Franklin, but a lot of stuff he do, I don't think is godly. I don't think it's Christian like,
but he's still an entertainer, so I think that side of him is peeking out more.
And that's probably what he was
Christian side.
Yeah.
That's what he. Because
he's still a musician.
I think that's what he's stripping, because he's not even singing.
Exactly.
He don't even sing. He dance.
And he might love gospel.
Yeah.
And he love God, but he probably should just be like.
Producer.
If you come to the Christian community with the right pitch and you tell them what they want to hear, they'll support you. You get what I'm saying? But what I've been seeing, a lot of people do that, and then somewhere down the line they run into friction. Because I ain't hating on Tyler Perry either, but I think that's how he got his start, because it was that gospel music, that stuff that gets your soul. And then somewhere down the line, you know, now it's a lot of people say he got accusations of being gay, which is against the Christian community.
And he's
thief
of some sort, because there's something going on with him and Monique. She's saying that she stopped him from. He stopped her from making a lot of money in different places. Like he said something and messed a lot of jobs.
She was hard to work with.
Yeah,
but the Christian community.
So now she's still complaining now, saying it's Tyler Perry's fault that I haven't got a lot of jobs and I'm losing money and all that stuff. So it's crazy. Yeah.
But y'all gonna say the Christian community is supportive. If you come pitch them the right thing, they'll support you. But then you gotta be
to a certain degree. Yeah,
about that. Because I think that's how a lot of people get their career. Because when Kurt Franklin came out with Kurt Franklin and the Family, the reason why I sing is silver and gold and behold the precious Lamb of God.
Held him up, didn't they?
I was like,
Christians had him up on the pedestal.
I don't ever remember hearing that man hit a note?
Yeah, I don't remember him. He used to talk.
I think he like harmonized with them.
I don't know.
I think he was like singing,
like a hype man, like
yeah.
Now behold the Lamb. Then they like coming with it.
I haven't talked to him, so I don't know what that labels him as a rapper.
Like, I don't know either.
I've never heard him sing a bar.
Yeah. But I just think
a singer.
It contributes to that whole, because I always call Christianity a gumbo. So I just think that's a part of the ingredients, you know, with because you see some everything. And I used to watch the Bobby Jones gospel thing on BET every Sunday.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line, I was like, I don't want to see it no more. Like, it got kind of.
I used to watch that every week too.
Yeah, some of the new acts, I was like, oh. What was that one video? When that girl said she's twerking for Jesus.
Oh,
you seen that video? I think you sent me that video. She dropping it low for Jesus.
If I did, I can't remember, but
it's a blue background. I think. Yeah.
She got a
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
That's probably when it got weird.
You sent me that. Yeah,
okay.
She dropped it.
But that's probably when Christianity got weird. Yeah, because they got too comfortable with it.
It's crazy.
At that point, when you say you twerking for Jesus,
look, put it in the gumbo.
You done got too comfortable with the religion.
Mix it in the gumbo.
Christian rock.
Because now you know her mom is at home. Having coronary. Look, all the mamas and aunties at home, they're like, oh my God.
I did not raise her.
It's working for what? Oh.
Well, if you look at it, you look at Christian rock.
Yeah.
The Anglo singing rock music, but it's gospel. You don't see any of them dropping it low.
Yeah, or
they got more respect.
Yeah,
for
you don't see
more decent.
Yeah. I don't understand when it comes to us. Yeah. We gotta do the same things that's going on in the nightclubs.
We gotta go over the top.
Yep.
And I ain't gonna lie, if there was a God, that God should be sending lightning bolts everywhere.
Okay. You wanna reach everybody. Yeah. So why do you have to stoop to the outside of the religious form to reach somebody that you think is a sinner?
Yeah.
You got to sin to get the sinners.
Exactly.
That you calling everybody sinners.
Yeah.
You got to sin and then get paid for it. Because you're not only getting,
okay.
You're also getting paid for it.
That's crazy.
Right.
And the other thing, since we talking about religion, what I noticed, this was in the 90s when TD Jakes came out with what's that woman thing? Woman Thou Art Loose.
Oh yeah.
Man, you talking about some hair salons that stayed packed. So I felt like he was pitching that thing to Christian women that they wanted to hear. Man, it was in, because they came to the Georgia, they was in the Georgia Dome, they was everywhere in Georgia. He came to Atlanta, man, it was just women just flocking there. It was this big assembly type of like a concert, I guess you can say. Yeah. But it was to empower women, and man, I feel like he pitched them that idea, and I'm not hating on TD Jakes either, but I was just saying that to link on to what I said. You know, tell them what they want to hear. Mm-hmm. But that Woman Thou Art Loose, that was some big stuff here, man. I can't remember if they was in the Fox or the what assembly hall they were in, but it was big.
But I remember that movie too.
I ain't never seen a movie.
It was a movie. I remember watching it.
I
don't think it was bad.
I think
it was pretty good.
Too.
Yeah, because I think they made a movie out of it too. Mm-hmm. I think it was pretty good from what I can remember. It was a while back, but yeah.
That's crazy.
So what's the next topic?
Yeah.
So we got two more topics.
You combine those two together with
so we got
and
Is it up? My head kind of
spanking the kids.
My head kind of lifting up too. Yeah. Is it okay for mothers to spank sons, and is it okay for fathers to spank daughters, and living with a person that has disabilities?
Well, let's go to the spanking, because I grew up with spanking. I don't know if it was cut off when y'all grew up, but my generation, we got spanked. We got spanked by everybody.
Too? Huh? Your mom?
From my mother, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather, our neighbors.
Got spanked
we got spanked school,
my auntie.
paddling at schools.
So how do y'all feel? Well, all of the spankings I got,
I remember paddling.
Yeah, my parents signed a form that we could not get paddled at school. And we got paddled at school.
My mom said you can.
Wow. The vice principal, it was I had stitches in my elbow. And I got my hand in the sling, and I'm walking down the stairs, and this Anglo guy runs up behind me. He's going upstairs, and he bumps my elbow. Now I got stitches in my elbow.
Yeah. On purpose?
On purpose.
Okay.
I grabbed him by his back, and I pulled him right down like this. He went straight down the steps.
Damn.
And I kept on going. So they came and got me out of my classroom, came and got him. Well, he was already down. He was in the sick hall.
Yeah.
They came and got me and said that I was aggressive. I got my hand in the sling, and I mentioned exactly how he couldn't brush him. I said, yeah, I grabbed him, I pulled him down the stairs, and I kept on going to my classroom. So they wanted to suspend me for 2 days, and they wanted to send him home for a day. So my mom's is at work, so I had to call my mother from work to come to school. So that means she's gonna miss hours. So she was mad.
Yeah, that used to be a no too. So if you gotta call me at work, that's your ass.
That's one of the times she said all the right things. Like why would if he's got a stitches his elbow and somebody running up behind him, and he defends himself, how is he getting suspended? You know, and then he's gonna get suspended for more days than the person that you know attacked him.
I didn't get that either.
So the vice president, and he was an alcoholic. He was a vice president. No, he was African American.
What?
The principal was Anglo. He was a vice president.
The vice was.
Yeah. So he said, well, we can settle this 1 or 2 ways. He can take we can suspend them both for 3 days, or they both can take a paddling and go back to class.
Oh.
So my mother was looking at me and like, you know, she didn't want me to get paddled. She was like, oh well, I guess
you didn't do nothing wrong. No. So it was like,
So I was like, no. I said I'll take the paddling. So I didn't want her. I want her to hurry and go back to work. Yeah. So I said I'll take the paddling and go back to class. Okay. So I let him paddle me, and then I cursed him out. He gave me another one. So I cursed him out. So he gave me another one, and then later on in life, I saw him at a barber shop. And he knew I never liked him after that. So now he looked horrible. And now I just cursed him. I just, as soon as I walked in and saw him, I said, when I sat right next to him. Now, you know, I'm grown.
Remember you?
Yeah, I'm grown now. And I told everybody about the situation, what happened and everything. They were like, even his friends were looking at him funny.
Yeah, like, no, that was wrong, man.
Just so when he was in the barber chair, you should have walked by and bumped the barber
That's okay. He was bald-headed.
Oh, he was bald off, man.
And everybody went half to this guy because this guy was an older guy, and he did the razor shave. Yeah. So mind you, I'm sitting there waiting for him to do my head, and he's standing up asleep.
The barber?
Yeah. So I was like, oh no, he's not cutting. I said, oh, with a razor?
No, that's what I was about to say.
Oh no, I got up. I said, oh, that's okay. I said, I took the thing off. I said, that's okay. I'll just let it grow out.
Okay, so every whooping I ever got in my life was from a female. I ain't never been spanked by no man. Yeah, so does a female whooping, is that bad for a boy? What do y'all think?
It all depends.
Bad?
Because I think it is.
Well, I think I'm about to say, if you did something to the point that you need a whooping, you need a whooping.
But I think it falls under the line, if you got a woman beating you, I think that can cause a form of emasculation because you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the only, the thing with that is you're getting beat by nothing but women. Yeah. So that's not gonna happen.
And then it can make a boy not like women.
Make your situation unique.
And see, I had the share pack. So it didn't matter. It was a woman, an old woman,
you had a combo.
Brother, so it didn't matter.
They had a contract on your ass.
But I think if that's all you're getting whooped by is women, it's going to make you not.
That's not right.
We can all whoop his ass.
Yeah, it's not going to make you like women. It's going to make you feel more aggressive towards women.
Yeah. My mom whooped me one time, I think, but that's because my dad couldn't. So that was my situation. But mine was usually pops. One time my auntie spanked me, but that's because my parents was like, if you get out of line, you can whoop him. Yeah. So that one time, one of my aunts spanked me. But she was like the mean aunt. You know, in the family, you got that aunt nobody mess with. And they kind of scared of her. Yeah. She was that aunt. And we did something wrong. You know, it had me in the back, you know, whooped me. She told my mom, of course, but that was the only time I got, you know, a spanking from a female was my aunt. And my mom did it once because my dad told her to.
And I think that
everything else was pop. And then let me say too, and I know we mentioned this before though. After my aunt gave me the spanking, mom gave me a spanking one time. Everything else was abuse. It wasn't always no spankings because pops didn't know how to damn spank.
That's what they said about it, man.
Because he was mean as hell.
That's
so
my dad
pops was like the damn, you know,
I'm gonna say something.
Elbow or foot, you know.
Not this for every boy in my family, but from my recollection, the majority of my boys the majority of the boys in my family was spanked by women. I'm not speaking for everybody. I know everybody got their own life and their own story, but because it was a women-led, thing.
I remember you telling me that.
So my thing, because I had a discussion with somebody about dads spanking people. So to me, being the child, if you know your dad gonna F you up really bad, I think that would give that child a stronger confidence. You know what? I'm not finna go through that. Because last time he threw my ass through the wall, I think fathers are supposed to be feared. I think that you supposed to know when your daddy whoop you, he finna F you up. So I think that whatever you about to do, you need to think about that last ass whooping you got.
And that was me a lot, because I was scared of my dad.
The thing with me with my dad was, it would be little shit. It'd be little. No, you can do a little shit and get fucked up. Yeah. So then to me, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do what the hell I want. They're gonna whoop my ass anyway.
And see, I was the opposite.
So, yeah.
If I knew I was gonna get fucked up, I was scared to do stuff because I was like, damn, if my dad find out, my ass.
We're playing like you're playing, and if you're kicking the kickball, you're hitting a baseball, or you're throwing a frisbee, you're trying to throw it to the person that's supposed to catch it. If it happens to hit a window. You're not aiming at a window. It just happened to curve that way towards the window.
I didn't mean to do that,
So it was like little things like that you had no control of, but you still got your ass whooped for something.
But when I say, I'm in control. When I say I think kids supposed to fear their father, it got to be a father that provides for his family. It can't just be, I'm scared that he got to have, substance in that family, but not just, you know what I'm saying?
That was the other thing too, though. My dad was the provider.
Yeah, if he's taking care of his family,
he did make sure.
Because he's like
even if my mom wasn't working,
he's like
everything
a king.
Was still paid.
He's like a king if he's taking care of that. That's the way I see it. But everybody daddy might not be good dads. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, my dad was half and half of that because I helped provide for my family. Since I was 11 years old. I started at 9 years old before not even really knowing I was doing that much. But by the time I was 11, I was paying bills.
Wow.
I was paying bills. It was like things that happened in the household that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for me. And then from 9 years old all the way up to like 16, I was getting all the Christmas trees. So that 5-6 years, I got the Christmas tree every year. My dad came home with a Charlie Brown looking tree. My mother never, I came in with a tree that looked like it should have been that what's that?
Parade. The Macy's parade day. Out front. They quickly put that tree into that stand and took all that stuff off that tree and put it on my tree. And we cut that tree up he had and made firewood out of it.
Wow.
He got up and walked out the house. He was mad as hell.
I knew he was going to be mad.
Yeah, he was embarrassed.
Okay, so do y'all think it's bad if a father spanks a daughter?
No, I think that's what because that would also make that female be the way she's supposed to be the rest of her life.
Yeah.
You don't think she'll become?
Because if a woman,
you don't think she'll retaliate?
Nah,
you know how women hold grudges,
be bitter, towards men,
and she might not speak to her daddy. You know what I'm saying, and then hate men.
I don't know. Because like I said, I came up. I only had 2 sisters, and all the rest it was 8 boys. 2 sisters and 8 boys. So.
And
my sister
barely got spanked.
My Melissa didn't.
From mother or father?
Either.
My younger sister did not get beat at all.
So, okay, would y'all say
my sister got 1 spanking.
My oldest sister got 1 beat.
And my dad did it for maybe 30 damn seconds. As soon as she started crying, he like backed off.
My oldest sister got
and that was only
16. No.
If they don't get a spanking, you think
that messes them up because they think they can do anything get away with it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with familiar with that saying.
If you don't get no spanking, because then you can be out of control.
And I think it messes them up.
You're untouchable. You can do anything.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that.
They ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah. Watch this. If I cry, I'm not gonna get beat.
Yeah.
That was Melissa.
I'm familiar
that was my
with
sister's number one thing. She would start tearing and that's it.
But
me and my brothers
always messed them up in the long run.
But my sister always been small her whole life too, so she looked like a little doll.
My sister.
She always been like 4'5", like 90 pounds. She was like that, so she was real little. So didn't nobody really wanna,
Yeah, both my sisters
spank her like that, but yeah.
I was small at the time.
No spanking though. Yeah, I think that can kind of mess you up and make you kind of.
I was the smallest one in the family.
Out of control. Get away with everything.
Yeah.
You can have everything your way. Your way.
You drop a tear.
Yeah.
You drop a tear. That's gonna cause
And you'll be that way when you get older, you know. When a guy get mad at you, just drop a tear. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's all right, baby, my bad. Yeah.
I think that's a messed up life.
Yeah, I think a father needs to do some chastising to the daughter and the son.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the mother, if she's gonna be anything, she's gonna console. But yeah, I don't think a mother can chastise her daughter, but I think it should be done by the father.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, I think they need spankings.
Yeah, of course.
I know some messed
up people. They took it out.
They think everything is right in their life.
I know they took it out of the household maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, maybe now.
What, spanking?
Yeah. No, I think it's longer than that.
It's illegal.
So people can't spank.
No, it's illegal.
Oh yeah, you can't do it now.
It's been illegal for like I think about 30 years.
They call the police on you.
I have read on that.
Yeah, that was like in the 90s. I think it was like in the 90s.
I didn't know it was that long ago, but
yeah, no, it was like in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
I read on that like 3 days ago. They said it's still legal.
It's still legal what?
Spanking?
No.
Long as that abuse?
Well, no, they did that. They took.
Now you said as long as it's not abuse. Yeah. Maybe it's different. Maybe you can't like hit or abuse the kids now.
Because what people were doing, and they're teenagers at the 13, 14,
I know some people
old,
got abused.
They were calling the cops because the child was going to call the cops on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't. They were scared to put their hands on them.
I know some kids that should have called the cops.
Yeah. Now the abuse is abuse. You can tell. You know the difference between a beating and abuse. And I think 80% of my beatings when I was coming was abuse.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I remember one time my mom even told me not to say nothing because of the situation we was in. It was like a housing thing because my dad was military, and it was a situation where she was like, you know, if the doctor asks, you know, what happened, just tell him, you know, you hit your head or you fell or something because it could mess up. You know, being in the military, they would have to tell his commander. And it could mess up his housing, his rank, and all kind of stuff. And I always remember saying to myself, "That's fucked up, man.
It really is."
So
I gotta withhold this information. And I understood what she was saying because it was, you know, it's the house and all that. But I'm like, damn, he just knocked the shit out of me though. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's crazy, man.
This says physical forms of discipline may be used. This is in Georgia. Physical forms of discipline may be used as long as there's no physical injury to the child.
Oh. So you can't beat them then, basically. You can spank them, you just can't beat them.
Like, yeah, you can't Tyson them.
You gotta have a belt. Yeah. I guess that's what they're saying. You gotta use a belt, not your hands.
What is that, 2025?
Mm-hmm.
So they changed it. So look and see when spanking was taken out of the household.
When was spanking?
That was in the 90s. I'm sure that was in the 90s.
Because I think I remember that too.
Yeah, it was.
When they were saying you can't spank or nothing.
I've heard that. When I was
like you couldn't even use a belt.
No, you couldn't even use.
Or the kid would be like, my parent whooped me or whatever.
Yeah, no switching, no belts, nothing. No spanking with the hands. They had to give them timeouts and chastise them.
Yeah, when they get old, let the legal system get them.
That's pretty much what it was. But they made a lot of parents. A lot of parents was prisoners in their own household.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't chastise their kids.
And that timeout shit is crazy. Because once you become an adult, the law don't play by no timeout.
And then the kids don't.
You're going straight to jail. What? Ain't no timeouts when you get older.
Corner.
Well, let me take a break, okay? Can you imagine telling that to the police? Well, let me get a few minutes to damn collect my thoughts, man. He's like, get your ass in the back of the car. Put them handcuffs on you. Well, just give me 10 minutes to decompress, officer. Let me just calm down for a minute, you know? You want a timeout, sir? Is that what you telling me?
You got kids.
You 40 years old talking about you need a timeout?
You got kids cursing their parents out.
Ooh, man. Now that I can't never imagine.
Yeah, little Timmy and Becky.
I remember that growing up though. They always Anglos.
Yeah,
always.
I was saying that.
We
be like,
hate you, mom.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
All our eyes get big.
I'm like
yeah.
And then she's sitting up there running behind him. Timmy, stop that. I hate you. And he be looking at me. And he be looking at me like, come on, man. Fuck you, mom. I'm like, what? We still going out? And we would go out and play. I'm like,
yeah, because I ain't going to even lie. If that was an Afro-American.
I wanted this shit. I want a steak.
If that was an Afro-American native woman.
Yeah.
She don't give a fuck.
Man, it ain't no way.
She finna end the show.
I couldn't raise my voice at a certain decibel with my mom.
Yeah.
It couldn't even go past this decibel. And my mom's not even no way, shape, or form aggressive or violent.
Now, I think
if my voice went above
cussing a mom out of our race, they're going to snatch something out of it.
Yeah. My mom like, who you talking to? Man, never. And with my dad, I don't think my voice couldn't even come to a low decibel. You know, it always had to be a yes sir.
Yeah, I think when I was coming up as a kid, that's probably why my voice is the way it is now.
Oh, smooth.
I couldn't raise my voice.
You ain't used to yelling.
Yeah.
And not until I got I ain't gonna lie, when I thought I was grown, I got about 17, 18, and how they say you got a little hair on your balls. I yelled back at my dad one time because he did something, and surprisingly, now after all these beatings I got coming up, I'm like 17, and I yelled something back at him, and he yelled back at me. I thought I was gonna get my head knocked off, but he just yelled, and I was like, ain't you supposed to be busting through the door talking shit like you been doing? No, he just yelled back, I don't know who you think you're talking to. You better go to your room and be quiet. And, you know, I was scared as shit. I never said nothing after that, though, because I was like, damn, that must have been my past. But, yeah, it was weird, though, man.
I'm going to have to do more research on it.
But that fear, yeah, like you said, though, that fear, yeah, I had a healthy amount of fear.
Long as he providing, you know what I'm saying? And this, you know, but some dads ain't good dads, so yeah.
And that's the crazy part, man.
Yeah. So a dad that's just coming in your life and ain't been there during them years, I think he's a fool to think you finna fall into some kind of standards.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there. That's crazy.
Because some people would even say, in my situation, you know, at least your parents were still together and still there your whole life. So you could look at it both ways, but as the person being abused, sometimes you can't see it that way. It's hard to step outside yourself and be like, well, at least they're still together and they're both taking care of me. It's like, nah. I wish that nigga was dead.
I was like, I could have moved out. I could have moved out when I was 12. No.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was...
Yeah.
The amount of money I had in my pocket at 12 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, is probably more money I got now. Yeah. You can stop me when I was 11, 12 years old. You can stop me and I have $1,200 in my pocket.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could have lived anywhere.
I could, yeah. And now we're talking about in the 70s.
Oh yeah, back then.
Yeah.
Oh man, you could have had a nice little apartment.
Yeah, I could have moved out a long time ago. Just
that was every month.
I was just so small.
Yeah.
That's all with my size.
Yeah, because you couldn't do shit.
I was short and skinny. So yeah.
Yeah, because you would have to fill out the apartment at least.
Okay, and they would never.
And back then,
got to be 18.
You know, I would have to find somebody that age that I can trust.
That was the way your mom and your daddy.
Yeah. But yeah, I could have. I could have paid for the rent for the whole year.
Yeah.
And
the rent was cheap back then.
Don't even got to be an expensive place. Shit.
Could have got nice houses. It was nice houses. The rent wasn't no more than back then was $80.
Rent was cheap
for a nice big house with a yard.
So if it's that cheap, yeah, you could have got an apartment.
I could have. That was a big down payment.
But you had to get the lights and the stuff turned on. But in an adult,
and I was doing that, and the lights were already in my name.
Oh yeah.
Back then,
so you already had a light bill.
So yeah.
That's crazy.
I could have moved out at 11 years old.
Yeah. But you had both parents there.
And grandparents. I ended up moving out of my parents' house and living with my grandparents. And then I would come over to visit, and it was weird coming to see my family.
Visit your parents.
Yeah, and my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And,
it's backwards, yeah. You visiting your family.
And give them money, because sometimes we get there, they didn't even have, there was really nothing much to eat. So I give them money for grocery.
Dang.
Yep. I'll go to the grocery store and load the house with groceries.
Yeah, you had to grow up kind of quick.
Yep.
The next topic.
The next time, what we did, that was parents, kids getting spanked by parents.
Girls and boys. Yeah.
So the big heavy highlight topic is living with a person that has disabilities. Drum roll, please.
That's the last one?
Yeah, that one got a lot of weight on it.
That's
I was living with living with somebody with disability. What was the one before? I thought you had another one before that.
Oh, so we did.
Parents.
We combined.
We did. Is there really heaven and hell? Mm-hmm. And then the other one was could we blame the devil?
We did that one.
And then we did. Is it okay for a mother to spank a son? For
okay,
a father to spank a daughter?
Also, the fourth one is living with a person with disability.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had my sister Nika. I'm gonna say her name. She passed away. That ain't first and last name. But yeah, she was disabled, handicapped. So yeah, it's a challenge. It's a lot of different emotions that exist with living with somebody that got disabilities. Because in her case, she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk. I ain't gonna get emotional because it's getting real, but she was in a wheelchair, and it's like, you know, when you're a child, you don't understand all of the ignorance that's in the world. So if you with your mom somewhere, she pushing your child, and people staring at you like you're a space creature or Martian, it's a different feeling, you know what I'm saying? And it's a pain in it. But I think when you're in tune with that person and you at home and you know them spiritually, everything is what it is because it's a regular family member, you know what I'm saying? But I think when the outside world get involved, that's when it can become uncomfortable.
Always.
Because people don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Some people might ridicule you, everybody different. And it's like, parents don't always teach their kids, oh, if you see, you know, don't you stare or don't you point. And everybody just went full blown with everything. Like, it just, and then with my sister, when she started going to school, she had to get that special bus with the floor that comes out, it comes out of the bus and then it
to get the wheelchair.
Every day, my mama had so much strength because she would walk and wait for that bus. And everybody in the neighborhood just came and just stood around with their arms folded. And my mama was so strong.
That was ignorant. That was very stupid.
Every day, the whole neighborhood came and they just stood like they was at the carnival or the circus or something. And my mama, you know, she waited for the thing to come down and they'll put, my mama walked and then they walked along with my mama till my mama got to the front door. And there wasn't no supportive kind of energy. It was like you know, like they want to have a stick and poke at. That was the kind of energy, and it was just really.
I bet their lives.
It was just crazy.
Their lives,
and I don't think
a reflection of what they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I don't think that they were evil people. I think they were ignorant. But like I said, still their parents probably didn't teach them. Some of the parents, they wasn't just kids in the grown.
As a human being. You have empathy, you have morals, you have enough sense to know that something is wrong with this person. This person's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
If you're not coming out to help or
saying hi, how you doing?
If you're just standing with your arms folded, that means something seriously wrong with your ass.
And there's ignorance in there, but I don't want to say.
That's what I was gonna say. It's all ignorance, man.
Yeah, but she was strong, man, because she get out there every day, and
that's the love she had for herself.
The other public comfort that you would feel is like once, because she used to go to this Easter seal thing. She had cerebral palsy. It was a bunch of different things. So when you go in those centers, you felt so at home because you seen people of different races, and all of them were there with their loved one that had some type of disability. So everybody understood each other, and you could let your guards down, you know, because it might be a little boy in there with no legs, and then it might be somebody, just every type of disability that you can think about when they come in there, you know, to see their doctors and, you know, moral support and whatever you need. That's one of the only public feelings I can say that I had, like, you know, when we'll be out and about with my sister. But she was sweet.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
My first cousin.
I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah, my first cousin had Down syndrome, and I knew him from when I was like 7 years old. We first came down to check on my grandparents' house. We went back to New York, came back. When we came back, I had to be babysitted by his mother, which is my great aunt. That was my mother's aunt. And that woman was abusive. But he had Down syndrome, and then she would take care of a child that had to have a helmet on, because he would go through these things where he had to beat his head on the ground or he beat his head on the wall, so he had to put a helmet on. And she babysitted him, and then the lady ended up having another baby, and the other baby had the same thing. So she had two kids that had the same thing. as they got older, the older boy was almost like a normal child. But when he was a kid, he had to have a helmet on. So when I saw him when he was like 16, he was running around playing with kids his own age. And I was like really shocked because I was like, wow, that's the same little boy that had the helmet on his head. Mm-hmm. But his father was a cop. And when I was 16, the last day of school, we were in a park, in the city park, and my family had a store right across the street from the park. And I always like to hang around the park, because my aunt would be in the store. It was a family thing that went on with me and my brother and my sister used to run the store before my aunt moved down from New York and took it over. But she was in there a lot of times by herself, so I would always kind of try to look out for her being in the store by herself. So I was right up at the top of the hill looking down at the store, and we were all hanging around with our friends and whatnot, and something happened where cops was involved, and my sister ran in the backyard of a house across the street from the park because the cops came in, like something happened.
Oh my God.
And when I saw this cop bring my sister to his car, he threw her against his car, and like almost hit her head on his car. I ran and kicked him in his ass hard as I could. And I ended up getting arrested for kicking the cop in the ass. And then I was 16, almost going on 17. They took me to the station. This boy's father, they had me. I was still in handcuffs. My hair was out here, and I was in handcuffs. And they was behind this one-way glass with a light on, so you can almost see the people. Yeah. You couldn't see them all complete, but I can see the silhouettes. And I can make out, because I knew who the cops were, I can make out who was who. So I seen the boy's father like standing right in the front with his arms folded. They was like looking at me, like, the Anglo cops brought me in because it was an Anglo cop I kicked in the ass that threw my sister against the car. And I was like, they was asking why did I attack the cop? Because he wasn't trying to detain me. I said, well, he didn't have any reason to detain my sister and the girl. I said, because only thing they did was panic when they saw the cop cars come up and slam on brakes. They ran across the street. So when they ran across the street in somebody's yard, I said they couldn't get them for really trespassing because the people didn't come out and said they was trespassing. Mm-hmm. And then the cops don't just drive down the street and like if you're knowing if somebody's in somebody's yard, they're gonna arrest them for trespassing. So I was like, there was no reason for the cop to grab my sister and assault my sister because he assaulted her by throwing her against his car. I said, when I saw that, I said, yes, I protected my sister. I kicked him in his ass. Mm-hmm. So literally. They kept saying they wanted me to apologize and they was going to just let us go. So my aunt had already seen what happened. She called my mother. My mother came there. My father was there. My grandmother, my grandfather. I could hear them all up front. Mm-hmm. And they can hear me. I was at the top. They was like, he don't talk like that. He's a calm kid. He's talking at the top of his lungs. Yeah. They was all saying something's wrong. Well, what y'all did to my grandson, what y'all did to my son. So they were like, all the thing we want him to do is apologize to the cop. And they knew they were wrong. Mm-hmm. That was the whole thing. They knew they were wrong. And then, like I said, this is the South, and there was no justice. So
what
I still
year was this was 80s.
This was like 82.
Oh yeah.
So I was going to apologize. I'll spend the night in jail. That's what it's going to take. But they put me there like a holding cell. Yeah. So
wasn't even jail really.
It was down the hall, and I hit my sister was in the next thing, and then they came back out and they let her go home. My mom's no, they didn't because they kept both of us, but they had us close around each other because we can hear each other talking.
Damn, they kept your sister too?
Yeah, because they knew they had a lawsuit. It was a lawsuit. My parents. This is the thing where when it comes to back in the days in the South, parents just was so fearful of the cops. And they didn't have it was no Johnny Cochran in South Carolina.
Like that, yeah.
So if there was a way to go back in time and change that, that was a big lawsuit. That was a really big lawsuit. But to this day, I like when I saw when I saw that boy's father, I saw him again. This was like years later. Now I was like 30. 32, and I went to this left Atlanta going there because my dad had a heart attack, and I was at the car wash, and he happens. I was at the laundromat. He happened to come out. I think he recognized me, and he walked up on me, like talking to me. And I recognized his face right away. I did not like. He knew I didn't like it. He knew I was giving him that answer, like, "What the fuck you trying to call yourself talk to me for?" You know. So I'm just like looking at him, listening to him talk, but he was feeling guilty. Mm-hmm. And then his son died in a motorcycle accident. Just like a few months before that I saw him. Just a few months before I saw him, his son died in a motorcycle accident. So yeah, and he's feeling guilty. So I guess he wanted to hear me say something positive. Everything I had to say to him was negative. Okay. So I had nothing nice to say about him. I didn't even say sorry about hearing about your son. Heard about your son, but my great aunt used to take care of him.
Karma got it.
Yeah. So.
Unfortunately, yeah. Sad to say, but yeah, karma got back with him.
I don't know what happened with the youngest son, because the youngest son was a little worse off than the oldest one. So I didn't know if he grew out of it or what, but I didn't see him or hear anything else about him. But my cousin was involved in the store was robbed, and they put him in a freezer. And like I said, he had Down syndrome. He had been working at that store for years, since I was a little kid, since the time I was grown. So the city, it was all in the newspaper, it was on the news and everything. The city, they put a reward out for finding the person. They found him, and they probably still in jail now. But he's no longer here. He died.
Your cousin did? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was older.
He was older. I never knew that people with Down syndrome actually lived a full life, and he did. Because he was like, he passed away. He had to be older than 70.
Wow.
Yeah, he had to be older.
And you made me think about my uncle, because I got an uncle with special needs. You met him before, yeah. So I got an uncle with special needs. He should be in his 70s. So yeah,
he
lived a full life.
Yeah, he had to be like 80 something when he passed.
Oh, okay.
And that uncle, he played a part in music, because when he would come with us, he stayed on the. They had this facility for people with special needs. So every holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, he'll come. Because my mama was a baby girl and he was a baby boy. They were like Michael and Janet, like in our family, but. He would come to our house and I'm talking about, this man played music from when he woke up to when he went to sleep. What? When he was asleep, you still could hear music playing.
And he had Downs or something else?
I was young. I'm gonna be real. The word we used to use, which we learned later, it was not good. The word retarded. That was the word everybody said, but nobody took it offensively. They'll be like, oh yeah, I got a retarded. Because when I met you, I said I got a retarded uncle. You're like, you know, y'all called, it was what we said.
Because see, my brother worked with kids with Down syndrome and special needs kids.
Yeah, he didn't have like a Down syndrome type of thing. Okay. It was a type
special needs.
Y'all call it special needs. But he still functioned like us. He still had a job, but it's just that he spoke. Yeah, he was more slower, but with music, man, he was on point. Like, so me just hearing that music all the time. Yeah,
that remind me of my son. Yeah, he's real into music, but he's autistic. But what they call high functioning, you know. But he's on the spectrum. But he's on the higher end. But he caught on to music. I think when he was about 3, is when I first noticed that. And his memory, was impeccable. Like, he memorized one of my songs.
So he sings?
That I did. He sing, but he not serious with it. Yeah. But he can hold a tune. But he and this gonna trip you out. The first song he ever memorized, and I'm talking about from the beginning to the last part of the song, My Party.
What?
The song that y'all like.
My Party.
He was in elementary school, about to be middle school. He knew the top to the bottom, the ad-libs in the back, and all that shit. Every time he heard that song, eyes pop up, he pop up, and he'd be like,
kids have there's a special talent they have, but you just got to figure out what it is. And some kids are good with numbers. Some kids are good with, geography. Some kids are good with symbols.
And we got lucky, because he wasn't on the lower end of the spectrum, where at least he's not violent. Because a lot of those kids, how you were talking about, they got to wear the helmet. I've been to a facility where they had to wear, the workers had to wear gear, because some of these kids will headbutt you full speed for
up.
no reason. Or they could just be mad or just be whatever, and they'll come at you full speed. So the staff had on arm gear.
Wow.
They had on little helmet gear. And I remember when I first got there, I was like, why the staff got on helmets or whatever, you know, in the gear or whatever. And they said, some of these kids in here, you don't want to mess with them. You don't want to play with them. And they weren't all little. Yeah. You know, you got kids that are 6 feet, 7 feet tall. So when they charge you,
There's a kid about your size, their parent, the store I used to work in, that the mother she really couldn't handle her son. Mm-hmm. He was about your size. He was my size,
She was but he was young, like 12 or something.
Yeah, like 13, I think.
Yeah, 13. And see, they kind of like,
and he was your size.
Go off,
And she had to be shorter than me and about 100 pounds.
And see, that's my mom. My mom's like 5'6", 145 pounds. Yeah, so you can imagine, like, a kid my size and my mom.
She come into the store all the time, and you know, it was something that we knew her, we knew her son. He goes to the bathroom, and this particular time, I don't know what the problem was. He goes to the bathroom and smears shit all over the bathroom.
Oh man!
So we smell it all out on the sales floor, and we was like, figure out what's going on. And then I walk by the door, and he kind of like cracks the door open and closes. I said, oh, it's coming out of there. So I goes to get the store manager so we can go get the mother. Because we try not to have everybody know what's going on in the store. Mm-hmm. So we gets her, we takes her to the door, and like, I said, I think there's a problem. I said, I don't know if he had an accident. I said, but if you open the door, you'll know what it is. So she asked him to open the door, we walk away, and then she goes in, and you can hear her at the top of her lungs, because she see what he did.
She's screaming at him.
Yeah.
So she cleaned it up?
No. The store manager had to go do it. Because she was gone. She was embarrassed. She didn't know what to do. We were going to give her gloves and everything, but she was, the best thing we could have done was let her take her son home. Yeah. Because she had to get him in the car.
Yeah.
So.
So she had a mess when she got home.
Yeah. Not to mention,
I was going to say she had to clean him up.
Yeah, she had to go to the car. She had clothes for him in the car. She cleaned him up in the sink, and I think she threw the clothes he had away. But she got him out of the store into the car, and the store manager told her, "Don't worry about it."
I know they was mad. Boy.
Yeah, the store manager had to go and clean that up.
All off the wall.
Yeah. At first, he told me taking a pressure washer and spraying it, and he's like, "That's gonna cause a scene," because he got to, So he went in there with this, at the time it was not Brett, but the other guy, the one I told you had the Tourette's. I said, I've never seen it.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He had to go clean it up. And I think Tourette's is a form of autism.
I think that's a disability too.
I think. And it's also that other one, Asperger's. Yeah. I think that's in the same realm
this guy
as autism
was a millionaire.
and all that.
Yeah,
because I think I didn't mean to cut you off again, but I was trying to say one of the other guys, Elon Musk, is autistic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know what end of the spectrum he's on, but yeah, he's autistic too. So you can't really tell these days
so science
who's on the spectrum, and he's a damn genius billionaire.
Science was his thing.
Yeah, and that's probably what he focused on probably since he was a child. And I think my son is like, he's deep into electronics, so like he has a YouTube channel.
Wow.
And he makes videos, and he's been making them since he was 8.
Wow.
And what he does is record himself, like with his toys, like doing little plays or whatever. And sometimes he'll get his phone and record himself, like making stories with his toys, and he'll upload it on YouTube. Either that, or he'll record himself playing games and upload it on YouTube.
Wow.
And what he
learned that on his own.
He did that by his damn self, y'all, because I didn't show him nothing. I didn't even know he could use YouTube.
Wow.
I didn't even know he had a channel, y'all, until he told me, "Oh yeah, I put some videos up on YouTube," and I'm like, "You got a YouTube channel?" Went to the channel, he got like 70 videos.
Wow.
70?
70. That was back then.
Wow.
I'm talking about when he was 8.
Wow.
He's 16 now. So the autistic is like, it's a talent somewhere in that.
Yeah, but you know, the public make it seem like a bad thing. When you know, like, oh, I'm so sorry for you. That go back to that ignorance.
And this was crazy though. Now this is like not funny, but this is funny because when I was a kid, I used to hear that word all the time. And I don't know what the hell it meant.
I
thought it meant artistic.
I saw commercials about it, and the first thing I thought was artistic, and I was like, well, what's wrong with that? Like, that's good, ain't it? And because they show the kids, and they say something about autistic, but the kid would be like painting or playing with something, but they'd be by themselves and doing something. And I just remember seeing them commercials when I was a kid, and I was like, what is that? That's, you know, didn't even know what autism was. And now it's like, it's weird because now full circle moment, you know, I have a child and I'm like, oh, that's what they were talking about. No cure, you know, it's no present cure, but it's like, it's just, like you said, I think,
like,
see where the talent is.
Is it really something to be cured? Like,
that's
you know
the thing.
What I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's the thing I was gonna say, because I don't see
once you find a niche, you don't
really what's wrong with it, because it seems like they smart as hell to me.
They are, yeah.
Y'all remember,
unless they're on the lower end where they like.
Y'all remember Rain Man?
Yeah.
Wait, what was it, Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the innocent forms of us that there is.
Yeah.
Of our children, they're one of the most innocent parts.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. It's rare that you know that they're gonna actually really physically hurt somebody and intentionally doing it. When they do that, they don't even know what they're doing because they're kids.
Yeah.
Just like the kids growing up, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's up to the adults and their parents to make sure they don't hurt themselves and don't hurt anybody else. But they're innocent. They're, you know.
And my son's a gentle giant.
Yeah, they're innocent.
He's 6'2", 312 pounds. Wouldn't hurt shit.
Wow.
And mannerable, you know, polite. But he don't like to mess up. That's his only downside. He don't like to make mistakes.
Wow.
And I have to keep on telling him, you gotta mess up to get it right.
Yeah.
You know, you're not gonna do it right the first time. And like if he messes up, boy, he nut up. He go crazy. Oh my God! And start running around in circles or pacing.
Oh.
And now this is 6'2", 300 pounds pacing.
So you got some.
Boom. Damn it! And I'm busting up in the room like thinking he hurting or something, and he lost on the game.
Wow.
No, I just did a level, Dan. I just couldn't get. I'm like, boy, scared the hell out of me all the time, man. But yeah, man. But yeah, they laser focus. But going back to like with the disability, sometimes they laser focus on certain stuff. I think you mentioned that though, but the disability. Now I know an adult with a disability. I don't know if we talking about like just living with them, because I thought you was gonna
possibly.
I thought you was gonna tap on that too for a minute before I did, but
what's that?
It's tough, like living with a person with a disability who's an adult that you gotta tell them what to do, but at the same time they're an adult, so it's like it's a weird balance.
Mm-hmm.
And then especially if with our situation is dad and his wife. So it's totally different because you can't really tell them what to do. And then on my end, I can get pissed and be like, motherfucker.
I think yours is a little easier than my situation.
Because it's not a parent. Yeah.
It's an age thing too.
But it's still a balance because still I can't say everything I want to say because they're still an adult. Even though they got a disability, it's still an adult and about my same age. So it's kind of like you can't yell at nobody your age like a child, you know. You're almost talking to your peer.
Yeah, you can't yell at an elder.
So it's like
somebody older than you because it's still a level of respect.
It's a tightrope balance though. So I'm just trying to think of like how you live with that, and you just gotta.
But if there's there's like a dysfunction in it, that can be like kind of harder. Because you got to be the one that changed the dysfunction.
Yeah. Kind of like if this person done had a stroke, and I think you done dealt with that too. Like if they had a stroke and their mind is different now.
But see, that's
you
got to
remember.
And the person have complete consciousness of their mind, because like my father had 2 strokes.
Mm-hmm. I remember you telling me.
what did it for him was alcohol.
Yeah.
And after that, he was in a coma and he left his world.
Yeah.
Had he not touched that drink, he probably been still here.
Yeah. And couldn't nobody tell him not to drink. Because
that's where the dysfunction come in.
Yeah, he
so
knew,
if
I'm going to drink if I want to.
Yeah, he got to the point where he had no control of his left, just like how Steve Dad is. He walked with, one side of his body.
Oh, okay.
He got to the part where he was actually able to walk and drive.
Yeah.
But myself, if I had been in the equation, he would have never got the keys.
Right.
I would never let him. I wouldn't care if he was just driving to the store.
But you would have had to be around it
24/7,
like a babysitter.
Yeah.
And how you babysit a grown man?
Yeah.
Like,
I would never ever give him the keys to a car.
Mm-hmm.
But I think communication is necessary. Because I think
got to be able to talk, man.
It's like you said, a certain balance. Because I think like when you get somebody with a disability, if they still coherent and they still can do regular people things, I think they still on the level that we're on.
Talk about it.
But
that's what I say.
Some people
you know what I'm saying,
and they make it a badge, like I'm disabled. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I had a stroke, right?
Yeah. So it's like,
wait, do you know you had a stroke?
Yeah. So it messes it up for them because somewhere down the line we're human beings when it's all said and done. So if I see you doing everything normal, I know you got your situation, but if I see you doing everything normal,
what I do,
if
you do what I do,
I gotta still
and I ain't had no stroke.
Yeah. I'm being considerate, but still I think you gotta be treated normal because if that person, I'm gonna put it this way: if a disabled person makes the person that's taking care of them lose their mind, then they gonna be messed up twice.
Boom.
So I think you still gotta maintain your level of sanity, and you figure that out as you go along.
So it's more stress on you.
Yeah.
It's more stress on the normal person.
Way more.
And
then you're gonna end up making a risk of putting yourself in health problems because you're stressing yourself. And then you got
and then if you're not well, then you can't do nothing for the disabled person.
The person that needs your help, if you're going to get yourself to the part where you need help, that's who's going to help both of you.
Man.
So then it gets to the point where that disabled person has to realize that if they mess you up, if they end up in a nursing home somewhere, what you were doing for them, what the nursing home ain't going to be no kind of comparison.
None.
So I think
from there.
They got to think in their head, okay, you know what, I'm going to be easy on this person doing this for me, this person doing that for me, or maybe they just need a taste of the nursing home to see how effed up life can be. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people use that disability as a badge, and it's unfortunate. Every disabled person is not like that. Yeah. But you learn who is who as you go along. And when you feel that energy, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But especially if they have the energy to say they want to do things that is completely out of the realm of their grasp. You know what I'm saying? They talk about doing things like driving.
Other activity, that they know they should be doing. Like,
so, I mean,
you ain't got no reason to want to drive.
Wait a minute, you can't even make it from here to that door in 2 seconds. But you want to
control a 6,000-pound vehicle rolling around other people. Like, it's other cars around you too.
Enough to give you the access to that. And not only hurt yourself, but hurt other people.
Okay.
And who's going to live with that?
Other people,
who want to live with that?
So any disabled people that will be looking at our podcast, take into consideration that if you're not treating your caretaker fair, that you can possibly lose that person under different circumstances, and then that next person that steps in for them, you don't have no idea what that person's going to be like, because there's so many different videos of people mistreating disabled people.
Very badly.
And if you got somebody that's riding with you and you know they with you, you gotta be the best you can be, because if that person can't take no more one day, then it's like, what you gonna do next?
Exactly.
Because that person is still a human being. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
And I know that a lot of times you can tell that they're miserable. You can tell that they're miserable. Mm-hmm. Because if they wasn't miserable, they wouldn't be making your life miserable.
Mm-hmm. And it's probably some depression in there.
Mm-hmm. And I know that.
So I get it. They could be depressed too.
That energy that they do have, they need to focus that energy on something constructive and positive. Like even if they're able to walk, they need to go for a walk somewhere. They need to get up in a AM, go for a walk somewhere, tire themselves out, so that when they do come back home, and that's all they doing is lay down then because you done walked already. You got to get up in the AM, try to stretch, and then go for a nice walk. Read, if you're able to read a book or read your Bible, whatever, read, and take a nap. Let your caregiver get some rest as well. If your caregiver already got a boatload of stuff they have to do and take care of you, you're gonna wear them out.
And 9 times out of 10, they know you got a load.
Yeah.
And now run the household alone. Run the household alone is hard work.
That's what it involves them being considerate.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And you're taking care of a person.
Yeah.
So that's double work. That's like, and then if you're going behind that person, constantly wiping stuff down, you done. How many times you gonna wipe the restroom? How many times you gonna wipe things down when the only thing they have to do is wash their hands? Or use hand wipes when they don't feel like walking to the bathroom. Use hand wipes.
But yeah, it's a touchy situation. Touchy situation. And for some people, you got some families that they don't even consider. If something go wrong with their family member, they automatically put them in a facility.
Oh, they're not even. Some people go, that's the last thing they think about. Oh, me, I got other things to do.
Yeah, so
I got my life to live.
That person needs to be, the disabled person needs to be considerate. That's all I can say. Especially, like you said, if they functioning on our level. If you still speak, you still eat, you still know how to dial on the cell phone, and you go out,
go to the store, go to the mall, go to the club.
You gotta be considerate.
If you can do all that right next to me,
you gotta be considerate. Because if that person can't take no more one day and they decide that, you know what, that's it, then what you gonna do?
Real talk, y'all.
What you gonna do? Real talk. And it's not being harsh to disabled people, but it's a reality because it's only so much that, the helper, the assistant, the caretaker can take, because that person is a human being. That person is not a robot. So, I think if you got okay, I'm bring Nika back into the situation, she couldn't talk and she couldn't walk, so we learned how to communicate with her through vocal tones. So she'll probably be like she'll say, we okay, Nika hungry. She didn't have it in her to be nasty or to overwork you because she was functioning with what she had. When she was happy, you would hear her laughing and stuff. But I'm talking about disabled people that talk. That can cuss you out.
That's what I'm saying.
That
can
get smart and sarcastic with you. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm talking about that level. Yeah, so it's crazy.
And when you try to argue them, they'll sit there and say, well, I had a stroke.
Yeah,
I'm like, you said that shit so articulately.
So look, you supposed to do
you confusing me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you gotta fall back and
how you sound smart,
Look, they might say, I had
I can't think on the right side of my brain, but they sitting up there having an intellectual conversation with you.
Hey, they're gonna say that they can't think on the right side of their brain with your stupid self. You know what I'm saying? And throw an insult in there. But yeah, it's a serious situation.
You gotta fight the urge to cuss their ass out.
Yeah. I think you have to
I done been there though.
Yeah.
I done been on both sides. I done cuss this person the hell out. Look,
shows your
I don't care what kind of disability you got. You know what I'm saying, and you know what you're saying.
Now, if the disabled where they're a vegetable, that's a whole
that's totally different.
But we talking about regular people that had something wrong happen to them that's still on our level of functioning.
That is the reason why they got in that situation where they at.
Yeah, because some of the reasons be that person's fault.
I brought that up too. I ain't gonna get too personal on here because I'm talking about somebody that I know personally, but I know the events that led up to the stroke. And I was already in disagreement with that, what was going on before the stroke happened. Mm-hmm. So then when you add stroke, and I don't know if y'all want to talk about menopause at all. I don't know how much y'all know about that. Because I need some more information on that shit myself. That's why I just threw it out there. But if you're dealing with somebody that's going through all of that at the same time, it's like, bruh, sometimes you don't know what to do. And I just don't know enough about menopause to even know if I want to say I don't believe in that shit.
No, I'm going to tell you,
a lot of women say it's real.
You probably should talk to your mom.
My mom said it's real and she done been through it, but it's different for every woman. And that's what pissed me off because every woman say that. So there is no solid answer to what menopause is. Yeah. It just depends on what woman you talk to. My mom said she just didn't want to be bothered. She didn't want to be touched, and don't talk to me. And that lasted for like 2 years. But she said that's just her. Some women get real hot all the time. Some women be cold. And it just depends on the female.
So can that be used as an excuse for somebody that's being like rude or nasty to you? Or
I've heard it be used as an excuse. That's why I'm bringing the shit up now.
Okay, so
because I've heard somebody be like, "Oh, well, it's probably the menopause that I went through," and I'm like, again, with that articulation,
you know, it's
like an autistic person is never gonna say, you know, well, it's because I'm autistic. That's why I'm so good at. No, they just are what they are.
Flow. Yeah.
You don't explain what you are. That's just what you are.
Yeah, but
if you're an asshole, you can't say,
you
you know, well, it's probably the stroke that I had.
It kind of starts.
It's the stroke.
It starts sounding like that person using that as a, you know.
But like you said, the badge.
Using that as a crutch.
And I'm passionate about that shit because I'm like, don't wear that as no badge because it's like, if that's what you are,
crutch,
autistic, that's what you are. You don't never have to say it.
Yeah.
People gonna see it. They already know.
Yeah. It sounds like.
But if you gotta say, you know, I had a stroke or I'm going through menopause, it's like, and you know, I did talk to my mom because for a while I was like, I don't believe in that shit. I don't think it's real.
Because one, that person knows themselves, so they know if they're going through menopause, and they know they're being an asshole. Okay, I need to stay away from people because I don't want everybody to think that I'm an asshole, and I don't want to be treated like I'm an asshole. So let me stay away from people. You know, then when I'm able to tolerate some of this stuff, I can come out and.
You just brought something else out of me, man.
That's what that has to be.
Now here's the other thing, though, and y'all gotta chime in, man. If you're using the menopause and the stroke situation as an excuse, but you only act this assholish way towards certain people, not everybody else.
Okay, so you're directing.
That's why I don't believe in this shit.
You're directing.
Because I'm like, how are you
directing
an asshole towards these two people, but to everybody else, you're regular.
So they can be like this, oh, fuck you, I hate you. Then they get on the phone, hey, how are you?
But with everybody else, it's, hey, how are you?
I think
but then with you, it's like,
it's supposed to be the same way with everybody.
And that's why
they know what they're doing.
I don't know.
That's selective.
That's why I'm saying I need like more information on all that. Man.
I don't know much about menopause, but that sounds selective.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because you won't be the same way around everybody.
And that's what I said when you said
we treat like an asshole.
You said something about did I bring it up? I can't remember what you said. You just said it a minute ago. Like, do I bring it up to them as an excuse? And I have before. You know, I've been like, no, I don't use that stroke shit. I don't believe in that because you act normal like I do most of the time, but then when you go left, it's because of the stroke.
Yeah. But see, what that person gotta realize is that you're a human, and one day you may be like, you know what, I can't.
And that's what this message is for too. You gotta think about that, y'all. Like for the person that's helping, like you already said it though. For the person that's helping, you gotta think about us too.
Cause this is what somebody told me.
They're directing it to just a handful of people. Then they know what they're doing.
This is what somebody told me, and I might not be quoting them verbatim, but they say, for everything, this was their statement, because y'all know how we just talk about the God thing, but they said for everything that God allows you to get involved in, He won't let you go in there without a way to exit out. So, they said that to be like, okay, well, whatever you're going through, you're not stuck. The same way God put you in there, there's an exit way out.
Kind of like He won't give you too much to handle.
They said that same thing. They said to whom much.
God will never give you too much.
Yeah. They said to whom much is given, much is required, and He won't put more on you than you can bear. So they gave me all of that. But they said it's always an exit out. So
yeah.
And I think people, and then I think it also serves as a lesson to us to learn from that, because nobody knows where they may be 20 years from now. And you might be like, you know what, this disabled person treated me like shit. Then that person find themselves disabled, but they're not really seeing how it gets to be treated bad. So who's ever helping them, they have a better attitude towards that person because they know how it feels to be talked to crazy, or you know what I'm saying? So they're like, you know what, I was helping this one disabled person, they did me like this, so now that they're disabled, whoever helped them, they're going to have a better energy towards it. So it's also a learning lesson for those people that's going through it. So like I said, with everything you going through, not wishing nothing bad on you, but say the person that you talking about, you encounter one of their situations, and then you got, like, say your son helping you, And then, okay, you know what? Somebody treated me like shit, and they kept saying, well, you can't tell your son, well, I'm disabled, because you'll be repeating that cycle.
Yeah. You
get what I'm saying? You already been through it, so you know how it feels.
Yeah.
So I think it serves us as a lesson, for when we, if something happens. So, yeah. But, that's true. And the other thing I want to say about my sister, she used to have seizures, too, so that was another thing that made us not comfortable, because you can have company at your house, and her seizures were audio, so like, say if you're in the kitchen and you just drop a plate, so just a sudden loud noise, or you could slam a door, and when that happens, go ahead.
No, my son is like that.
Oh yeah.
No, I was gonna let you finish, but my son don't like sudden loud noises either.
Man,
he'll freeze him up. He lock up.
That's how shit goes. He freeze up. Oh, he get mad though.
No, he'll freeze up and he was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, a quick loud noise. Yeah, he hate that.
No matter who's at your house when she have a seizure, it turns into that spectacle again. Because now you got action going on. You need people to leave. Yeah. And I understand that they're not familiar with what's taking place, but it kind of worsens the whole energy because you're trying to focus, and then you see people, that's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
But I must, as crazy as it is, I must say I'm thankful to have gone through that, because you get to see how crazy people can be. And,
no, that's true though.
It
make you compassionate though.
Yeah, it probably was a needed thing.
It make you a better person. Like I don't even know how many times better of a person because of my son. Yeah. And like now, I give him credit for a lot of shit because of what he going through. Like I can almost handle anything because of him.
And if I see somebody in a wheelchair, or say if we somewhere and I see that bus lowering the person, I'm like, I already know how it feels.
I've never been.
Yeah. I already know. You know how it feels.
Like my heart sinks. So
I see somebody going through that.
That
it don't turn into a spectacle
like they got binoculars and shit.
Yeah,
like
it's like, dude, they disabled. God, their life is already bad enough.
My parents and grandparents said it was how fortunate we were that all our brothers and sisters was born with no defects.
But y'all done had a big family and nobody came out handicapped.
We always had that. Most of us always had that coming up. That we was fortunate that nothing was wrong with
any of us.
And that's
why they usually say you got to thank them every day. Like when you wake up, thank them for your health. Thank them you're in your right mind and you got your limbs.
Yeah.
Everything. You got to thank them for that every day.
And we're playing basketball with this guy, and we're playing basketball and everything. And all of a sudden, he's going like this, like he still got the ball, and he's going right off the court.
What?
And he's still doing this. And his brother runs up. I know I've seen him doing it. He had a seizure. And I didn't know never knew see anybody with a seizure. So I'm looking at him.
He just kept like he just had the ball.
At him, and I'm trying to run, trying to get to him because I don't know where he's going because he's way off the court. And I catch up with him and his brother at the same time. We get him down on the ground, and his brother pulls his wallet out and shoves it into his mouth. And I'm looking at him like, "What are you doing?" And he told me he's about to bite his tongue.
Yeah.
So man, I was crying, and everybody else was like laughing and shit, and man, I was mad.
And the wild thing about that with my sister having seizures, so we found that if me and my mom in public, because I'm the oldest child, so if we seen somebody, like we'll be at the wash house. We call them a wash house in Miami, but laundromat.
Yeah.
It was a man had a seizure in there, and it was his wife was with him, and it's like by you having a relative that have seizures, you can actually go in and help let them know that you're familiar with this, because they get very strong, like a person having a seizure, so you can go and like help hold them down, because it's all about calming down the situation. So if you witness that from your relative, then you know what to do when you out in public. Just let that person know that you're, my sister or my brother, or I cannot help you, and they as long as you're looking at them like they some space creature.
We had to keep him like, cause he was on the ground, and there's a tree.
You just gotta hold him, right?
You
want to go through it.
Yeah, like he's Kale said, put something in their mouth, cause they'll bite their tongue straight off. So
you hold their legs and arms.
You keeping them, and then eventually they'll just start back. All the itches just start like letting go, and then before you know it, they drained out.
And they out right,
they
unconscious.
And I ain't gonna say they unconscious,
but they still be awake.
Yeah, they still awake.
They just kind of like out of it then.
It's like they coming back to themselves, because they looking at you and they see everybody around them, and then they like it's like they come back and then they need to rest. They probably need to drink, they need to eat, and then just rest.
Yeah.
Because it take the energy that we use, they compact all of that energy into an event, and it just and you know the friend of ours, he has seizures too. I ain't gonna say his name. I don't know how to describe. This how you gonna remember. Hey Steve, you busy? Yeah, man, I'm cutting hair. Okay, listen to this. He know what I'm talking about. Yeah, because no matter what I'm doing,
one of them people.
Yeah, he like, I'm gonna ask you, is you busy?
Let me tell you this real quick.
But his seizures, in his case, he kind of combated his seizures because he said he changed his diet. He started eating fruits and vegetables and drinking water, you know, doing everything he was supposed to do, and he started working out. He actually had seizures when he at home alone. And he say it's times where he done went into seizures. I don't know if you ever noticed his teeth are different colors. He gritted down on his teeth so hard that when he came out of seizure, those teeth, they wasn't in his mouth no more. They was like on wherever he was at. So he had to start getting teeth filled in a certain area because he just grit down,
Wow.
But he had seizures, and I think that's what made me.
Lucky
I linked up with him so.
I wonder why he didn't have a mouth guard like nearby.
But see, when you going into that,
he couldn't grab it.
You can't strategically. It just,
because you're not thinking
hit you.
Dang.
And then he was
living by himself. He could grab it and like stick it in his mouth.
And he's a good guy, but for him to have seizures, I think the way he lived his life, he probably need to be a little more careful because he lived a little more looser and freer for somebody that has seizures.
The wrong person.
Yeah, the wrong person, been around the wrong person, going into a seizure, like.
So he kind of in the street.
He bought that. He bought it. I'm gonna just say that. So
likes women.
Yeah.
He like to be around.
He like lots of women. You know what I'm saying? And then all women ain't good women.
So you just around to have a seizure around one of them women.
You wake up and your wallet gone, and you know. So
Man.
And I think most females that he dealt with, when a lot of them find out that he has seizures, they kind of ice up. So I think that he need to deal with a female that has seizures too. You get what I'm saying?
Because it probably scared the hell out of them. Yeah. They don't know what to do.
Wesley Snipes was in that movie with Sanaa Lathan. Y'all seen that before? She had seizures. I can't remember the name of it at the time, but that was a pretty, But that was a heavy topic, man. I almost cried. It got emotional.
You know, we talked about that off camera before the hit. He was like, I'm going to save it for the podcast because I'm getting emotional. Because he told me that the other day, I think, when he was doing my hair one time.
Yeah.
But dealing
he was
with
like, I never told you about
has that's disabled or have a condition, you have to have a strong mind to deal with that, and then try to live a normal life or try to have some normalcy in your life.
Yeah.
But I think it's a blessing if you're that type of person that can take that on.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that you're caring for have to be respectful and understanding that you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to invite this into your life.
And maybe sometimes you got to remind them.
I think you have to.
Don't forget, I'm here to help you.
I think you have to.
Try to watch how you act.
I think it's normal because you got to make them, because if they're dysfunctional with it, then you got to let them know that this is not going to be
kind of like a kid, but not like a kid because if I'm trying to tell somebody what to do who's 50,
you still got to be stern with it.
Or older.
Yeah.
You got to be stern because your health is just as important.
Yeah.
Because if you're not healthy enough to do this, what's going to happen?
What's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
Like when you're not here, they're going to be screwed.
What's going to happen? So you got to be stern and hey, look. I can only do this so much longer. And then after that, I don't know what you're gonna do. You know.
And then I think that's when they'll be regretting it. Like once they get another caretaker, like damn, that's when you be thinking
that's
back.
That's the problem. They're gonna get somebody that's the opposite of what they had. They might get
and they're not gonna care as much. The next person's gonna be like, that's just a job.
Some of them videos we done seen about the caretakers.
Sit in the corner for hours.
We done seen some crazy videos with hidden cameras. Man.
What they do to the patients.
Yes.
Man.
And just here in Georgia, the VA hospital was on the news. This person was whooping this person's ass in the hospital.
Dang.
You remember seeing that just it was like 2 years ago. In Georgia, VA hospital, there's the person that
a caretaker?
No, this is at the hospital. At the VA hospital, they were arguing. The person was arguing with him and then came back in. I mean, they was on him. They beat this person up in the hospital.
That's right.
They were trying to fight back, and then That's making it worse.
Man.
This person is healthy.
Yeah.
Because some of them people be nasty. Because remember that one video we seen of the African girl helping that lady?
With so many people every day.
And it builds up.
It builds up.
Yeah.
And it comes out wrong.
Yeah.
They just react because
they
it has some, that's what the body, you're human. You don't want to overburden this person with so much negativity that one day it's going to come out like that. And that's what sadly happened to this person.
Yeah.
But it happens. And then it was like a couple of things on the internet where this lady is a caregiver and she was just calm. This Anglo lady spitting on her and you know, she's caretaker, she's cooking food for her and she's just standing there spitting on her and everything. So I'm like, well, what's gonna happen when this woman had enough?
Yeah.
So she's
recording it.
Yeah, she's recording it so she can
snap.
so people can see what she's going through. But yeah, I think those are the cases of when you get people that's just too caring that they won't hurt nobody, but you can't take her so much. One these days she's not gonna have that recording on, you know, and then it's just like the opposite is gonna come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you have somebody that's willing to take that responsibility on, you got a good person, a good spirit. You need to keep them in that same spirit. You need to try to help them. You need to try to help them and help yourself. Because once you use that person up, you're going to get the opposite.
Yeah.
That's just karma. You're going to get the opposite.
And then that might take their disability, to a decline. Because they might go down further.
Oh, they will, because
naturally.
When that person get down on them, I guarantee you they're going to beat them up. They're not gonna be as caregiving as the person was before, because you had that. So now you done got yourself so rigid and so what's the word? Your seltzery or what they call that?
Surly. I know what word he was looking for.
You're gonna get surly, and you're gonna get a surly person.
I know what word.
Because that is gonna be karma. You're gonna get a surly person. You're gonna get a person that don't care and have a short temper.
Yeah.
When they say, okay, this is your food, I want you to eat it, they come back and
they gonna tell you maybe twice, and that's it. Ain't no pleading, bargaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's an accident, who's gonna clean you up? You can't do it yourself.
Yep.
You know, you might find somebody that sit you in a corner until they can't stand smelling anymore, and they might put you in a garage and water you down with a garden hose.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't do nothing about it.
No.
But yeah, that's something to think about, and I think we touch bases on the people that are disabled as well as the people taking, because usually you hear from just what the people taking care of them go through, but we actually did it the other way around, where people with disabilities that function like us, that can see our video, like, you know what, I'm gonna take their advice, and I'm
paying attention and watching this.
Because our fan base is everybody. Like, we're not for a certain type of people. We for every race.
And it's sad that that person it's sad that person is disabled, but if you need the help, you need to be, and I just want to say compliant, you need to be,
it's a word for it, though.
Yeah, so that person can help you.
Because the caregiver is already being compassionate, so.
I think the word is considerate. They need to be considerate.
You gotta be considerate, because if that person is taking on that responsibility and don't have to, that person has a huge heart.
That's a lot.
That's you can't get any kinder than that for somebody that actually want to take that on.
And for free.
Yeah. And that's the sad
part. Because if I put your ass in a home, and they're just getting paid to watch you,
and that's
how they gonna watch you. Like, you're a check.
Yep.
That's what people gotta realize too.
You're not gonna get all the consent kind of thing.
I'm getting paid. I don't care what happens.
If you got a disabled person there, technically, like, you can apply as a caregiver. You can get approved or denied. If you get approved, then that's your paycheck. Other than that, what disabled people have to realize, still, sorry for your condition, but none of us get to live anywhere for free. So it's like, if you're getting a disability check wherever you're at, that money gets applied to that, and the person that's helping you I feel like they still get supplemented within their income. You get what I'm saying?
They have to.
Because I mean, they going through some shit.
Because you're not only
nobody's paying them.
That's a job.
Yeah.
That is a job.
It's not gonna be the amount of money that they should be getting anyway. But you know what I'm saying?
That's just as important as a teacher, a fireman. You're responsible for their life.
Especially if it's a family member. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm watching you.
You're putting your life
Nobody's
on
gonna
hold.
take care of you the way I do. So
no. And care.
You better act like
That's right. Because anybody else is not going to care.
Yeah.
You're going to get a caregiver, but they're not going to care because they're getting paid for it.
It's more business. It's more businessy with a regular person that fill out an application.
Family,
That's why I said if it's about a check, that's how they're going to treat you.
That's right.
They're going to treat you like a paycheck.
Yeah.
Because they're going to go home at the end of the day.
That's right.
They don't have to see you.
If you're
just got to watch you from 8 to 4, 9 to 5.
And then get in their car, crank it up.
I don't know what happened to you after I left. I'm going to the Bahamas. Shit.
If you're crying, they're not going to care about your tears.
Yeah, they not.
Their check doesn't say anything about tears.
Yeah.
It says feed you, make sure you're comfortable, and then that's it.
And they might say, "What's wrong?
Yeah.
Why are you crying?" Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot.
Try to relax.
It's a lot that come with that, and people that are taking care of disabled people, it's things not to feel guilty about. Like if you're transporting a disabled person in your vehicle and they have the money to fill up your tank, that's what it's for. You get what I'm saying? You use or wear and tear on your vehicle. It's a thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't be, they disabled. No, I mean, if your car break down or run out of gas and they need to go somewhere, what you gonna do? Yeah. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not a thing to feel guilty about. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's sad that anybody will be denied to be a caregiver. If that person needs caregiving, why would you deny that person a
paid care?
Certain insurances will block it. If you're on Medicaid or Medicare, sometimes they'll say you earn too much to have a caregiver because I tried. So that's what I was going to say while y'all was talking.
So check that out.
I tried to be a caregiver, but they said the disabled person makes too much money.
So if that disabled person makes too much money, guess what? That disabled person can be paying you.
That's right.
And I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny,
and that's what I'm saying where the compassion comes in.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing this for free.
Yeah.
So I don't need all this lip.
Yeah.
Like I'm helping you live. You know what I'm saying?
They still need to come out.
And this the thing about it.
You still need to get compensated.
This the thing about it. So that person, so wherever that person's living at,
after a while, you're gonna be burned out.
Bills got to get paid for where that person resides at, and then you got to get paid. So that's like 2 payments. That person got to pay for wherever they're at, because even if they're not living with you, if they're in a facility, it's not gonna be free.
They're not even gonna have access to their own money.
So that person,
as
long as that disabled person has all of their needs met, whatever they want, you taking care of them, and they really don't have no need for money. They eating, they got clothes, and then they might want their little special thing, order this for me or go buy that. If you doing all of that, technically that person doesn't need any money. You taking them everywhere they need to go.
No, they still drive though.
Okay, so in that case,
like your dad wanted to do.
I don't think they should be driving.
I'm able to steer and I can see. I want to drive.
No, so. Guess what? When they drive, be like, you had that stroke. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You on menopause. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
And that's where the argument come in at.
That's
where you're arguing with
the
adults.
Is selective.
Is this the person that had a stroke? This is the person that had a stroke?
That's where it's selective.
They shouldn't be driving.
Because when you have a stroke, your reaction time...
They still have the arm problem and all that? They shouldn't be driving.
No.
They don't?
They can actually still drive.
I mean, they can use both their arms.
Because having a stroke, that slows your reaction time.
So then,
their reaction time not slowed down?
Just got arthritis real bad.
So it wasn't
a severe drive.
To what their body not...
No, I think it was just the left side of the brain.
So everything still moves
right.
That's what I'm saying.
But that goes back to what we said a minute ago. You can do what I do.
Yeah.
So when you say,
I'm gonna tell
I've had a stroke and all this as an excuse, I'm going to take that in, but I'm going to say, but nigga, you right next to me.
Yeah.
At the store, at the club, at the this. So if you can do everything.
No, I'm sorry, that's a regular person.
You're not retarded.
That's a regular person.
You just got to
when
you just had a stroke and you're going through menopause, but you're still doing everything I do.
Yeah, no.
I don't see any problem.
Check this out. When you say stroke is when that person disarms like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's stroke when like they get half of their face.
But I guess I'm talking about just a minor stroke. I don't even know what you call it.
And I'm not down talking that person's situation, but they still functioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I think
that's why I said what I said. Sometimes I'm like, nah, I don't give a damn.
I think if it's still going out,
and I'm not down talking people that had a minor stroke. Yeah, I think it's serious. But if you still functioning like the rest of society,
and if they're doing everything else,
and basically don't be an asshole. If you can still function like me, I don't care what disability you got. Don't be an asshole. Because you can still go out, you can still drive, you can still go to a party.
You're still susceptible to have another stroke too.
Yeah.
So and it can be worse the next time.
That's right.
Yeah. So and you don't care, but you don't care about none of that because you still drink.
See, that's
this person still drinks.
Hey, you know what?
I just told you my dad.
And smoke too.
They drink and smoke.
Yeah, they're asking for it.
No.
When that happens again, it's going to...
How do you tell someone your same age, hey, put that drink down?
Okay, so check this out.
They grown.
By them being your same age, I think you can talk to them more direct than it being an elder.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
But sometimes when you direct, it turns into an argument because they're not all the way gone.
But if they have
they're just like you almost.
So if they have
still articulate,
you can tell them, you don't need to argue. You had a stroke. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because they pushing.
But they
shit.
still articulate though.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I said a minute ago. So they're arguing with you like a normal person.
They're setting themselves up for failure.
Yeah, it's like talking to you, talking to yourself.
They be behind the wheel of a car and had a stroke. The way they're living their life now, they're still doing all that. They just
still smoke.
Yeah, it's
just
still
like
in there. It's still there. Yeah.
And can't stop them, and that's the sad part because it's like.
Because they can have a stroke behind the wheel of that car.
Stop. It's not good for your health. It's not good, and they like, I can do what I want to do. I'm grown.
Yeah,
like what else can you do after that? You know, and that's when you're gonna end up going to a home, and that person is gonna be like, "Hey, drink yourself to death."
Yeah,
I don't care. I get off at 5 o'clock,
and if something happen to them, they gonna fill that room up with a whole new person. And
but that's what I'm saying. That person's like 5 o'clock. I'm out anyway, so I don't care. You know. Yeah, so that's the message. You know, if you're disabled, like give some mercy and consideration to that caregiver.
Is a good word.
Something. I'm trying to think of another word.
By being a good caregiver.
That too. But I'm trying to think of like what the disabled person can do. It's like consideration. Something. Just be considerate of your caregiver because
very thoughtful.
They don't have to do that.
No.
That's a compassionate person.
Keep taking deep breaths when they come and be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And see, like all that stuff y'all was saying, y'all describing me because I go through that every day. I got the disabled person and an autistic person.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like I don't want to say.
That's a lot of weight.
I'm the more reasonable person most of the time, and I gotta be that because at any given moment, these other people could just snap
need their help
and do whatever. So I gotta be even, what they call it, like steady mind, or even keel something. Yeah. I gotta always stay balanced because I gotta be able to fix what go wrong. But when I break the fuck down, who's gonna fix me?
That's right.
God. But God is me.
Leaving in God's hands.
Yeah, but God is me. So that's who gotta fix me is me.
Right.
I gotta talk to myself to calm me down because they can't help me. Nobody else or my mom.
Yeah.
But my mom is on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a in-person kind of person, so my mom can only talk to me over the phone. So there's nobody in person that can sit me down and be like, calm down, it's gonna be all right, Dana. So it's hard. It's hard for the caregiver, man.
What a doctor said is that when we're taking care of somebody, that we gotta make sure that we're okay first.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of sounds selfish, but if you're not okay first, how can you make somebody else okay?
Yeah, it's kind of like the airplane thing, When the mask comes down, it's always like, you got to get your mask first.
If you don't,
no matter what's going on around you, you first, then the kid, Because if you're not all right, you can't save nobody.
You got to make sure you get your your nourishment.
It's a learning process.
And sleep is hard, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right
gotta
now.
sleep.
Sleep is hard
too.
for me.
Yeah.
You gotta get your rest.
And we do music.
We artists.
And we doing this podcast.
Because I was supposed to take a nap today. Kev get his naps in, man. I'll be up figuring out stuff for you.
How more functioning do the things I need to do
It's hard.
if I don't get my rest?
I'm
If
like,
I go to
need
work,
to go do
I
such and
drive
such.
at work, I lift at
And
work,
see,
and
yeah.
I need to be awake.
And I always got to drive. You know, DoorDash. I can't be up all night, but some people in the house don't go to bed until 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's
I cannot stay up that late because if I'm driving all night, I gotta go to sleep. If something's waking me up at all times of the day, that's messing up my sleep.
Yeah.
Which is messing you up because when you need my help, my ass gonna be tired. So you need to let me rest, you know?
But I'm gonna say in your situation, it sounds like that person is using that as a badge. So,
nigga, that's why I started getting loud when you said the badge, because that hit home.
When you start getting it,
because
like, I got on,
and then it's like I don't want to, you know, sound like the hero and shit all the time, but I am most of the time. So sometimes I get up on my soapbox and be like, everybody shut the fuck up. I'm running this shit, even though I don't want to be that person. I don't ever want to be the person that have to run shit, but I kind of am that person, but quietly, you know. I'm like the, you know, director just sitting down in the chair, but I'm orchestrating all this shit. I'm letting y'all think that y'all doing what y'all want to do, but if I get up out this chair, shit gonna be moving. You know what I'm saying? But I choose, you know, I'm gonna sit back and run everything from here, so. But that's still hard, though. That's even hard, to not always, you know, nut up on an ignorant person. So it's like, yeah, a disabled person and all that is hard on the caregiver too. So and I think they gotta remember that. I think you said that, Kev. It's like they gotta somehow they gotta know that too. Even though you're disabled, still think about the situation you in and that you got somebody right there that will help you no matter what. And you ain't paying them nothing.
Every time they get
I'm
out
just
of
doing
that,
this from my heart.
Every time they get out of that line, like you're supposed to stay in your lane. They get out of that lane where they're acting like you're not doing what you're doing. You need to let them know.
You gotta softly remind them.
I
guess.
Not even softly.
It's like well, whatever way you gotta remind them, you know, without getting in their ass.
That's
like,
right.
hey,
look, how's these things getting done?
I'm here to help you.
Yeah, how's these things getting done? Because you're not doing them.
Yeah.
That means I'm doing them.
Who's going out buying the food, washing the dishes, cleaning the house?
Yeah, I'm helping you with this.
I'm doing all that shit. So if you get to just lay there and watch TV, then shut the fuck up.
Right.
Basically, because you getting off real. Because I wish I could just sit around and watch TV all day and not do shit. And somebody say, "You hungry? You want me to bring you something? You need this, you need that." Like I don't never get that shit. I don't never get that shit. Don't nobody help me with shit. But I don't complain because see, luckily I'm the type of person that likes to help. I got that in my heart. I like to see people get help. You know what I'm saying? So I help you, but don't abuse it though.
That's right.
Don't get crazy with it and be like, "Oh, they ain't gonna do it anyway." Fuck it. No, I'm doing it because I like to do it, but yeah, don't get it confused. You know, don't start abusing, you know, your luxury. You know, so yeah, man.
Anytime a person can just lay around.
Man,
don't have no responsibility.
I ain't got to do that. Last time I got to do that, I was living with my parents. That's the last time I could lay around and do anything.
Only time
and that's because I ain't had no bills.
I was 12.
Yeah.
And I was still doing stuff
I think I was 17 or something.
No, I had to go back when I was 8.
And shit. But 2 years after that, I joined the Army, and life been different ever since.
That's all I can remember, just laying around doing nothing. I got tired of it because I got tired of waiting for all the so-called responsible people to make sure food and stuff was in the house.
Yeah, see, that's crazy,
so I'm like,
man.
Okay, no, I got to do something.
And see, luckily, I didn't have to go through nothing that extreme because my mom was always responsible, you know, because she was never the one to, like, go off. You know, she didn't drink. She just worked. You know, like I said, you know, she was one of the ones that grew up just cooking. And, you know, she'd iron my dad's clothes and cook or whatever so the house would be straight when he got there. So she always been that kind of person.
Yeah,
so
my mom's worked and took care of the house.
So, yeah, I never had to worry about working too hard. But that's why I said that's the last time I laid around. Is when I was at my parents' house.
Right, they did not know how to financially take care of everything.
Yeah, that's sad.
That was the problem.
It be
so
that way.
Had all those kids and.
Yeah. And they probably didn't know what to do because with all them kids like that,
yeah,
I don't know what you said it was 6 of y'all?
No, it was 8 boys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't know what to do with 10 kids my damn self, so I don't even know what to say about that.
That many siblings.
10 kids? And I just got one.
I'll find me one sibling and stay right close to them. That's a lot of different
I got one
energies
that I got to stay on top of. And you talking about 9 more?
Yeah. And
when I'm on number 5 and 6, 7, 8 acting a fool, and I'm like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? Yeah. Hey, well, I'll be right back. Stop that. Man.
No, that's if you're the oldest child, but if you're in the middle, you're only over the
you're getting pointed at.
So,
Stop that. Come here, sit down.
And see, I'm the oldest, but you got situations where some siblings don't follow the direction of the oldest one, and you learn with time to let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you'll be arguing with 8 people.
Yeah, you'll be unhappy and miserable. Just let it go and let people do them.
Yeah. Or just tell mom on their ass. Hey, look, they won't listen to me. I'm going to tell mom.
Depending on what kind of mom you have.
Yeah, or dad. Yeah, or dad.
Or dad, yeah. But yeah, it's just crazy.
But in my situation, my dad was always gone because he was military. So it was mostly my mom in the house anyway because, Pops did 21 years in the Army. So
wow, that's 21 years.
He was gone. Wow. 21 years, man.
Wow.
Yeah, he was gone most of the time. But that go back to what I was saying. He was the provider. We had a house, always had food and all that, but he was gone a lot. So it was that absence there. But then when he came back, he was the disciplinarian. So it was kind of like you waiting to get your ass whooped.
You making me think now. Okay, so think about the life of a man, of a providing alpha man. So say for instance, 21 years in the military. So whatever stress he was enduring work-wise, and then possibly getting deployed, but he's still holding the household. When this man get mad, he's gonna get mad because all of this stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I think I can understand.
You learn that later though. When you're a kid, it don't make sense.
Because he's doing
it's like, why are you being mean to me?
Yeah, it's like all this stuff I'm doing. Why is somebody gonna make me mad? You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of understand.
You get that, but you're an adult.
Yeah, yeah. But that's why I say he has to
it's like, I hate you. I hate this. Oh, this nigga dies. It's like
that's why I say he gotta be provided for. It can't be just he's not doing nothing for the family. Want you to bow down.
See, he was definitely the provider.
We
never needed nothing, but he was just an asshole.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So I can kind of understand, like, wow, I'm doing all this. They finna make me mad.
And it had to be stressful, like you said, because getting deployed all the time. And this was like every 3 years.
Yeah.
We had to move.
Yeah,
So you got to pack up.
That's a lot.
Move your whole family somewhere else.
So I think, I can understand. Because I was having a conversation with this female, and she was saying she didn't like her kid's dad beating them because men don't beat with compassion. I'm like, you can beat with compassion.
Oh, that's a different.
So I'm like, I wondered if she beat her son's cute or
she punched him with a glove on or something.
How do you?
He put on a soft glove and punched him.
I think that just means don't get dad upset. But if you have a dad with a quick temper and he get upset, that's a whole nother story. But for like because I remember what you said. But for the average tempered man, don't get him upset.
Yeah.
Think about. I know when we kids, we take chances, and I can't speak too much on that because I didn't grow up with my father in my house.
Yeah.
But I'm looking. I'm looking from like y'all point of view, like, and I think I can see why a man would get extra upset when it comes to like.
Well, my granddad was about 6'5", 6'7". My granddad was a big man. Never.
No temper.
No spankings or nothing.
No.
Yeah, that's great. Wow.
If I did something, he'll talk to me. If I cried, he'll cry.
So with his kids, did he spank his kids? Yeah. Grandparents usually be that way.
I know.
So,
always.
But
and my grandma's would have whooped me. My father's mother, her belt was something like this.
Yeah.
And I just make it seem like she beat me with something like this.
Yeah.
And then she'd come back in with some ice cream. I didn't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
And that was the sweet side of it. Yeah. That was different.
Yeah, grandparents always spoil you.
Yeah.
But it's wild.
Because my parents the same.
And my other grandmother.
Oh, for real? And you like, y'all ain't do me like that.
I'm like, damn, y'all never bought me shit when I was
like
8.
That. Yeah.
Got them play iPads and PlayStation and all these games for $50 and shit. And I remember I had to beg for some $40 felines one time when felines was hot. I remember I had to beg for that shit.
I got myself.
My son now he get like a $200 gift card.
Wow.
Just randomly.
I think
for his birthday, for Christmas. Another day, $200, and I'm like, y'all didn't buy me shit when I was.
The only time my dad brought something for me was when my sister was getting married. He brought me a suit.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want me to wear what I was planning on wearing.
Oh.
That was the only time. Other than that, I brought my own school clothes.
Wow.
Yep.
I think grandparents are icing on the cake. That's how. Yeah, I think they're icing on the cake.
Supposed to be.
The good grandparents. Because some grandparents off the chain.
Yep.
But yeah. This was a different show, y'all.
Yeah.
Like it just gonna have more emotion in it.
We finally got emotional a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I was about to be
just our turn to crying out, kid. We gonna get into it one day.
Different topics. We're gonna get into talk about our dads.
We gonna break it down, okay?
we
gonna get into it one day. Me and Kev gonna be in here sobbing and shit.
You know, when I got ready to cry, I pointed at you because I'm like, I know your situation because I know you was coming with,
hey, look,
two situations.
You already knew I was finna come in because the disabilities. I'm like, and I don't want to seem like I think the word is crass. I don't want to seem crass about disabilities, but I just don't like people that are assholes with it. Like you got the disability. You know, just have that shit and be quiet.
Yeah, you don't need
if somebody's helping you, let them help you. But if you're an asshole and a disability,
they can't help you if you're an asshole.
And you can't do nothing because I'm helping you.
That's gonna end up cutting your time spent with them. You gonna start trying to just do everything quick.
And then I'm adding a layer to it because just say this asshole is your spouse.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother level. We ain't got to talk about that today, but I'm just saying it gets deeper when you got a connection with the asshole.
Wow.
Anybody
so you can't just be like, I'm out, I'm gone.
Yeah. Wow.
This is the person you live with.
That's messed up.
But I married they still need to think about the fact that you're still only human. You know what I'm saying? So.
But see, that's the thing though. That's just you saying that. They need to know that. They need to be like, hey, sometimes I need to let up because I know they're doing a lot for me, but if they're being an asshole, they're not going to let up. They just being they self. But that's where you, as the caregiver, got to be like, okay, I'm either going to go this far or I think you said before, I'm going to stop right here because I'm not finna go crazy. And then it'd be two crazy people in here talking shit, you know? So I'm going to stay calm and I'm going to be quiet. But, you know, I'm going to let it slide this time, but it's still a balancing thing, though. At the end of the day, it's still like, you know, you got to pick and choose, you know, when you're going to drop the bomb on them and when you're just going to be quiet, you know, white flag, you know, we'll finish this tomorrow, you know?
Yeah. Either way it goes, it's a touchy situation.
Yeah.
It's like
and it's continuous, you know? And it ain't no answer to it, just like menopause. Because I still am trying to figure out the meaning of menopause.
It's different when that person is still able to do things that's a lot of other people not able to do.
Yeah.
They still able to drive, they still able to move around.
Yeah, that's regular
that's
to me.
different.
And then if you got a person like that throwing up the fact that they're disabled and they using that as a crutch.
Yeah. You're not
that's a whole mind game.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not that disabled if you're still able to drive.
So when you talk about stroke, and I had a stroke and I'm going through menopause, I'm like,
for them
I'm almost like, I don't give a fuck about that.
Why do they have to remind you and you already know? I think they're using that as a...
They are.
And it's like, fool, I was there.
That sounds like a mind game.
Yeah.
You had a minor stroke. You didn't have a stroke because it didn't leave you...
you putting too much on it. Yeah. It wasn't like a real...
So what they're going to do, they're going to welcome a stroke into their life by what's coming out their mouth. Yeah. Yeah, Bible talk about the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
They're going to bend them...
And you're really gonna see how much you need me then, because if you thought you need me now, when you really get messed up,
and then they're gonna really be depressed because they're not able to do the things they were doing before they had a minor stroke.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Good talk though, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
And we still managed to come through. We still recording. I always look at that like it's we recording.
Oh yeah.
Cause that one that we're talking about some good stuff, and we.
I looked at it one time when your phone made a noise.
Yeah.
I think you must have been looking at a video or something.
I probably was looking up some.
Your phone made a noise, and I said,
"Oh, yeah.
I went straight to the video."
Yeah, that was another thing.
Bar control on them. Had the bar control.
Damn, they're like this, like good people. They said like.
You know what? I ain't heard them today.
Yeah.
Yep. Control.
That's crazy.
What you did? Turn it up.
I turned it on.
It was on last time.
They had to be charged.
Oh.
They had to be charged.
Cause sometimes it can be dead and you can put it on them and they don't know if it's charged or dead, but they know due to the fact that it's on.
And we do one bar, they know it. You know, they get that step.
Oh, so it's charged now.
Oh shit! I
got you.
Yeah.
But y'all, this was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we
man.
like
good talk today, y'all.
All right, y'all. Freedom Star.
Appreciate y'all checking us out.
Gotta do our little outro. Y'all know how we do. We just doing it like it is. I'm finna pull the song up and I'm finna play the song and we finna do it like that.
Oh, we touched on some things to help some people out there.
Yeah.
For sure. I can't wait till we go interactive, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
talk to these folks.
I'm gonna be so nervous.
I'm ready. Yeah. It's gonna be nerve wracking, but yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm ready for that too. I kind of want.
When they can ask us questions live, and we answer in real time.
See what kind of people call us in and ask us questions.
And by that time, y'all, it better be over 10,000 of y'all subscribe to us.
I know, right? Please subscribe, y'all. Tell your friends.
We growing.
Tell your friends and tell your friends.
It's growing, and I want to thank everybody that has subscribed and share, like, comment, all that good stuff.
Definitely.
And, yeah, we getting there.
Appreciate y'all, man. For
Appreciate
real.
so much.
For real.
Y'all gonna see. Hey, y'all still ain't got the music, y'all. And you know, so one person put on our comments, they say,
today.
Either today or yesterday, they say y'all are hilarious. They love how we put everything. So yeah.
That was
Dave.
Video of Kev you put up.
Shout out Dave.
I think he was talking about you in the studio.
Yeah.
When I think Dave came in there and was adjusting your mic. And you was trying to figure out your note.
Dave too, huh?
Yeah.
Because the person I'm giving a shout out
that's
to
what I
his
was
name
talking
Dave
about.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I was talking about Dave at the studio, yeah. I think that's what he was talking about though.
Yeah.
Like y'all show everything.
Yeah. Cause why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't trying to
But
feel
at least you know
perfect.
somebody's watching it though.
Yeah.
But you said that though. They gonna be watching everything.
Man, those shorts is going up fast.
I gotta figure out some shit to record, man. I keep forgetting at the
some
house.
of them shorts got over 1,000 views.
Now you told me that.
In less than an hour.
You just put on yesterday.
Because in the studio, when we was in the studio, Steve posted something, and I think it had 300 views.
Like
when we were still in there.
Wow.
And I was like, damn, who watches this shit that fast?
It's about consistency. That's why I told you I want to have shows in the hole before we started. Because we can't run out now. We can't run out. So any little video, I don't care if you pumping gas. I don't give a damn.
I gotta remember to do shit.
Yeah.
But I got some video from last night.
Okay.
I'm gonna send that too.
Okay, yeah, I'll put it on.
But they should bring it up.
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah. So I was gonna say, sometimes you have an undershirt, but take that off. And you don't want to show any street names. Because you know sometimes the camera can see like, you don't want to know.
You can't see nothing but where the thing sits in the car, you can't see what me and part is a little bit of a cab.
So we gotta be careful with that too. So it's a crazy world. Oh, did you get to hear me here TGIF? You heard TGIF? Okay, I'll play that. After this song, I'll let you know. And then we can see your video too, because I think you said you had something to show.
Yeah, I'm finna do it. Yeah. I'm waiting on Belinda to send me the video, because she recorded everything last night. Now Tressa recorded it too, but her ass got sick or something. She drank. So she was damn
But she had a wrong, right?
She made it wrong.
Hey.
Fuck that, she been throwing up.
Oh, wow.
Last night. Yeah. And I ain't drink. I took a sip, and I was like, oh, it ain't bad. And I was supposed to drink something later, but I ain't fucking go home till 12:30. By the time I performed, I was too fucking tired.
So why they want y'all to be there early? Why they?
Yeah. And then they was smoking, man.
Oh yeah. I get a headache now by smelling.
I think y'all would have been like in the goddamn corner somewhere in the kitchen because everybody was smoking.
I get a headache now.
They was drinking. They was just sitting in the living room looking at YouTube videos.
I couldn't function with that many young people.
Where's your McCullough too?
Everybody
was
smoking.
Okay, I think that's gonna wrap this up.
I'm gonna let him here teach you all.
Okay.
Okay. Peace.
Peace out.
Freedom Star.